Hello and welcome to the Only Fools of Horses Cheltenham preview. It wouldn't be Only Fools of Horses without technical difficulties, and we are starting loosely 7 minutes late, but we are here anyway. It's best to be Harry Skelton ride and arrive late than to never arrive at all. Gentlemen, it is the Cheltenham Festival. I'm really up for it this year. It looks like a competitive festival, and we have things started off with gallops and Irish horses arriving. Lee, I suppose I'll go over to you. Cheltenham, I mean, there's nothing quite like it, is there?
No, Ash, I'm really looking forward to this week. I'm off to Benidorm. I'm splitting the week, but I'm going down to the festival. I head down tomorrow, fly down in the morning, go to Stratford, then going to racing Tuesday, Wednesday. And look, my favourite day is the Tuesday. I can't wait to hear that roar. And what an epic Supreme I think we're in for as well. Talk the Talk was declared, and obviously Mighty Park's going to go there, Old Park Star, you name it. We've got a really good Supreme on paper, so hopefully we can kick off with a bang in that Supreme and hear that roar. And there's nothing like it, is there?
Absolutely nothing quite like it. Harry, you've been in Rome. You probably haven't taken the most usual route towards Cheltenham. It's not quite like Leopardstown to Cheltenham as a preparation. Rome to Cheltenham is not one that's a usual one. But how are you? You're back, and a little bit of sunshine on your back, ready for Cheltenham.
Honestly, mate, leaving Rome in 24 degrees this morning, coming back in, flying it through the clouds, and you get the magnificent setting of the M42 at Gridlock. You see the Crufts, you can see all the traffic flying around. It's absolutely amazing. You couldn't think of anything better. It's the best thing in the world, though, mate. It's, for me personally, Monday onwards is just full on. But it's the best.
You must have been using Factor 5000 though. Where's your tan?
No, mate, I'm as pale as a dog, to be fair, because I mean, it's just my look, really. It's just my look. I mean, we'll just put a disclaimer out there during this next couple of hours. Those that are very close to me do know that my look is rancid. Hence was proven on my first rugby tour that I've ever done. And England get beaten by Italy for the first time in their history. And in the first time, I think it's 33 to each other, so they can blame me. I'm never allowed back on tour, and if I do give out a few horses today, just back them with caution.
I think people are going to be doing that anyway, don't worry. Make sure to get your comments in on YouTube or on Twitter. We've got plenty of comments already. First of all, Joshua came in at 7 minutes past 6. I mean, that was keen. You're late, boys. Absolutely correct. Are you stuck on the boat with Farm Demand? Very good. Thoughts on the hurdles? Thoughts on the hurdles moving on the track? Yeah, I suppose I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but I think the fact they didn't announce it is probably the worst bit about that. I mean, am I going to knock back a certain horse because they moved the hurdles 50 yards the other way? No. Good to see you, lads. Nearly there. Can't wait till he is going to run. Is he not? Stuff ends. So, yeah. Looking forward to it, gents. We've got plenty of videos as well. We've got interviews with trainers. We've got tips coming in from people that I'm sure you'll know on the Twitter sphere. We're going to be dotting those in left, right and centre. But we are going to kick on with the first race, I think, because we may as well give our opinions and then sort of start rolling into that. The Supreme Novices Hurdle. I think potentially one of the races of the week, potentially of the season, one of the best Supremes we've seen in quite a while, I'd say. Old Park Star topping the market 11-4. Mighty Park has gone to this race 7-2. Looks an absolute monster, by the way, on the Cheltenham Gallops this morning. Over 17 hands. Talk the Talk 5s, Alcara 7s, My Daddy Paddy 8s, Leeds Daddy 12s, and bigger the rest. Gentlemen, this is straight up. This is no kissing. This is straight up. What do you fancy for the Supreme? Lee, I want it. And what is the fancy for the Supreme?
I'm glad Talk the Talks went to this race for me pocket, but it makes it harder to home in on one. I really like Old Park Star. think he's done nothing wrong. He done a demolition job at Cheltenham a couple of runs back. He's done the same when winning at Haydock. I think he's done nothing wrong. He looks in the mould of Altio, but it's often that crammed into that type of a name, I suppose, when they're coming from Nicky's and going into a Supreme, but he does look that mould. And then you've got Talk the Talk. I think he's done nothing wrong. He's slightly different. He'd be held up and played late. He come around the houses and done the hard way at the DRF. And I think it's between the two of them. I don't know where I'm at with Mighty Park. Look, I can listen to all the rumours I want. He might look a beast, but I look a beast, and it doesn't mean I'd win a Supreme. So, I'll take Old Park Star to win. I think Talk the Talk's the danger.
Fair enough. I think a lot of people are with you on Old Park Star. Harry, Britain or Ireland? What's the horse you fancy?
Well, I'm an old Park Star fan. One of my best mates, Joe, has been banging on and harping the drum about El Kairos. It'd be the worst fucking result of the whole week. One, because financial interest in the race. I want Old Park Star to get favourite backers off to a good start. Although the way that the market's shaping up, that might not be the case. But if El Kairos wins, I'll never hear it from that rat Joe Tunnicliffe ever again in my life. And he's literally been harping on about El Kairos. But if he's not within 5 lengths of him, and if he's not in front jumping the last, there's not a cat in hell's chance that he'll get past Old Park Star. That's how my theory. People saying about the hurdles moving as well. That's only going to suit Old Park Star. You saw
I think it will.
He did. He just stays and he stays and he stays. He jumps like a buck. He'll be handy away. Gets stuck in, lads. He gets the favourites off to a good start. There we are. Old Park Star. Go on then, Nicky, my son.
Plenty of people agree with you there. Old Park Star lengths job. Now, I don't think Old Park Star is this absolute certainty. I think he's a nice horse, but actually, I think reading between the lines, they think he's a good horse, but he's not Shishkin or Altior or Sprinter or Con Hill or anything like that. And I have a feeling he could be next year's horse. So I really want to take on Old Park Star. I think he's the lay of the week for Johnny Dineen, who we do have a tip off later in the video. And I want to take two. I want to take Al Kairos and Talk the Talk. I think there's a comment there saying about the hurdles suiting both those horses. I think they're really classy individuals, and I think that Talk the Talk probably has the best form coming into the race. I think it's going to really suit him. Hard pace, come off the pace and pick him up nicely. And Al Kairos the same. I think he has so much ability. So I'll be with both of them. I'll probably play them both each way. Lads, I think it's time to plug in the first video. Hendo has obviously got a good, strong team. Probably one of his best teams in quite a few years, to be honest, now for strength in depth. He's got Old Park Star and the Supreme, who the two lads beside me like. He's also got the Lamba. He's got plenty of horses. And here he was this very morning, talking about Cheltenham and ground conditions on his course walk.
I mean, it's fine for everything, unless you've got a horse that wants, it's safe, so you can run anything. Yes. Except for the ones that want extremes. Something that, if you want soft ground, you haven't got it so far, I would say.
That's not an issue for those, but either your two ones.
No. I mean, I must admit, the Lumber wouldn't want it too quick. I must admit, I don't think it'd be that, but it's quite tight.
What do you think about the face-off with Kopek? They bored.
Yeah, frightened. Yeah, he's obviously the Lambo is going to want further in time. Probably by Tuesday. Well, I don't know.
I mean, the talk from Ireland is all about how quick Kopek is.
Yeah.
And does the Lambo have the pace to go with him? But Django Bay won it just last year with a staying performance.
He did, yeah. Yeah. Much the same.
So
I think this is a bit sharper. I do.
In the ground last year.
Well, no, but I think this horse is sharper.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
And what do you make of Mighty Park come to Supreme to take on Old Park Star?
The horse I'd be the most frightened of would be Gordon's.
El Kairos.
Oh, Carol. Yeah.
You've been very impressed by what you've seen from him?
Yeah, I did. And I tried to buy him too, so it's annoying me even more.
Really?
Yeah. I was actually underfit for him.
Fine.
And as for Mighty Park or whatever it's called, I've had the whole family bar that one. Might Bite, beat that. And some absolutely useless ones.
Obviously, horses are all unique, doesn't matter what their family is. However, you know the family well. Would you say Mighty Park would have a family that would suggest that Supreme could be...
No, exactly the opposite, but they know what they're doing. Yeah. Everything else in the family wanted 3 miles. It beat that was a 3-mile hurdler. He won a Grade 1. And Mike Bite was a Gold Cup horse. Nearly won a Gold Cup and did win the King George and yeah, it was a proper stay.
Is there one of yours that's gone below our radar that we should be paying more attention to?
I mean, the one that I still like a lot is Impostoir. And he possibly has fallen out of favour a little bit in the markets, if you like. And good ground is important. His last run here, which I had to run him in trials day, he hates the ground. He was giving them all £6. But he still ran a good race. But he's a lot better than that.
There you go. Hendo with a nice little explanation of things there. That was obviously live, clearly. But he is obviously a bit scared of Kopek de boards, potentially for the Arkle, and even sort of, people are mentioning here in the comments. Comments make you feel nervous as a backer of La Lamba. And segues in nicely, gentlemen, to the Arkle. It is Lalamba versus Kopek de Boers. It looks like a 2-horse race to my eye. I'm pretty sure it does to a lot of people's eye. 6-4 Kopek de Boers, 15-8 Lalamba. Cargees is in there at 9-2. Steel Allies 12s, Jacks Juniors 25s. Mamba number 5's in the race. I'm surprised they're coming here considering they got him qualified for all these handicaps and everything, 33s, Hansard 100s. No Romeo Coolio, gents. He goes to the Brown Advisory. Lee, what wins the Arkle?
Yeah, no Irish Panther as well. Ash, he's going to
Yeah.
go champion chase, and that takes away, a little bit different angles. I suppose Irish Panther might have, led them in. And Romeo Coolio, look, he's now outgoing Browns. But yeah, looks a match race now, doesn't it, lads? Either in one camp or the other. I mean, strongly in Kopek de Boers camp. I just think he's a machine. I think he's got some turn of foot. He showed, kind of devastating style at the DRF last season and in that Supreme, and it was deep enough Supreme, let's say. But he does need to brush up his jump in coming into it, and I just didn't think he'd done much wrong the first day. But they say he's flying at home. I'll take their word. I don't mind him having one run. There's only so much of that stats that you can actually use because there's only a handful of tried. Some of them were rags who weren't going to, are going to skew the stats anyways. He would have done plenty at home. I just prefer him over Lalamba. I love Lalamba, by the way. I think he'd probably be a King George winner come next season at the end of the year, I do. But for this, I like Kopek.
Kopek for Lee. Harry, who's it for you?
I was in Lalamba's camp, but I've
Oh.
been
No.
I've done the full 180. I have. I think Kopek. I can just see in the comments there kind of back up what I'm thinking is he's going to be on the front end. Kopek is, and if he can expose Lalamba over the first few fences, then that could be the winning and losing of the race. I do still think that if Lalamba is still in contention at the top of the hill and he's not too far off, he will be coming home very, very strong. I just hope that Kopek de Boers is out in front long enough and has a clear enough lead and he can put them to the sword and fingers crossed he can win. But the money's come for him. I don't think there's much value in backing him at 6-4. But yeah, Kopek is my idea of the winner, mate.
My idea of the winner is Lalamba. So we're going against, it's just two of them against me again. But I like Lalamba. I think he's got a good chance. Kopek, I just worried about the one run in kind of thing. And he's still a buzzy horse now. Like it'd be his first run since November. And he's a buzzy enough horse. He'll wear the hood. Cheltenham Tuesday. We all know it's a very buzzy place. He could just lose his head slightly a little bit potentially.
He's been there and done it, Ash. He's been there and done it. He's
No, he has.
He's been to Fairy House and Punchestown and done proper work, whereas he hasn't just missed, he's actually done proper work at 2 courses as well.
Yeah, but I've done 2 marathons today, but no one's seen them at the same time. We can all say we can all say these things. I'm sure he has done good work, and I'm sure that Lalamba's done good work. I think the race could set up nicely for Lalamba. I think that he'll just make a decent enough effort at it, and I just want to back him. He's a bigger price, and more about him, so that's the way I want to play the race. It's a bit of a price thing, to be honest. It's not the one I'm going to have like an absolute strong one on, but Lalamba for me, I think he's a bit more solid.
Ash, we'll just go for a few comments, I reckon. While we're at it, we'll rig them up.
Bloody hell, Harry! All he's talking about is Lalamba for weeks. That is, I mean, what's going on, Harry?
That is my boss for anybody that's watching him, Mark, over at Racing Around the World. Yes, I have, but as he does know, I do like to 180 things a few times.
You're allowed, by the way, in betting, you're allowed to change your mind. So I know people have probably got on a few stuff, but in betting, you should always, be able to adjust it slightly.
The golden rule is never change your mind in betting, though. So you completely, if you're in a horse all the way, you can't ditch them at the last moment because then they'll go and win. So thank you, Harry, for confirming that Lalamba goes and wins the Arkle. Very kind of you.
Well, we'll see, my mate. But
glad I'm on Kopek now. Findog, Kopek and Cargees 1-2. I've had a saver on Steel Ally. Kopek romps home. Feels like Dale's on 9-1 Lalamba. Very, very nice price there. So look, it seems to be It seems to be between the top 2, apart from if you're Findog and thinking it's Kopek and Cargees. Next race, gentlemen, Champion Hurdle, and we will be hearing from Johnny Dineen after this race because he was, at the time I recorded the video, very strong on one in the Champion Hurdle. I'm sure you all know who that is, but I think the Lossiemouth news might have just tempered enthusiasm slightly. But the Champion Hurdle now looks very, very good with Lossiemouth in the race, and she is now the 2-1 fav. The new line is 11-4. Bright Days Ahead is 9-2. Golden Ace 8-1. Poneros 16s. 16s, Alexi 20s, Ansdam 25s, Tutti Quanti 25s, and Workhead 80s. Actually, Harry just reminded me that you went down to Joe Tizard's. You got the inside line. They're obviously running Alexi in this race. Let's hear from Joe now.
I mean, we've had a lovely season, but I do think that he'll get me excited turning in. I think he'll come there like that, and you know, when they pick up, we'll see.
I suppose it's wide open, isn't it? You know, we saw it last year.
Yeah, he won't be the only one travelling, will he? You know, you imagine the new lion will come there like that, and
So you're excited about it?
Golden Ace.
oh, Golden Ace, yes, she'll come there travelling. Of course she will. Yeah, they said she worked really well at Wincanton yesterday. I think she's better than she was last year. I'm sure she is. You know, she's looked more impressive.
I hope you could all hear that there. That was Joe Tizard talking about Alexi. Harry, champion hurdle. Alexi got a chance, or is it, well, the Lossiemouth news? Let's dissect that. Does she win?
He's got more of a chance than Poneros has got a chance anyway. Let's put it that way. It's 120 to 116s. If there's a match bet on offer, anybody in this chat that wants a match bet with Poneros and Alexi, I'll have anything, whatever they want, and we can have it on in there. Just put it in the chat, and we'll get it sorted. But no,
Really?
Alexi, we'll get it sorted. But Alexi, I do think, actually, agreeing with what Joe Tizard, you look at his form. And of those, we saw it last year, anything can happen in that race. I do think he's a strong travelling type. He's got course form as well, which I think will certainly help. I'll have a match bet. There we are. Lincoln FPS. We'll get that sorted in there, my son. Well,
£20. Have you got £20, Harry?
£20, Alexi versus Poneros in the champion hurdle. There we go.
Why don't you just, by the way, why don't you just like going for that £20 on at the bookies? And
no, because I've already backed him. I think he's got a great chance.
Really?
The other one, I think Lossiemouth is the standout here, though, isn't she? I think she's the most likely winner, and I think the market is right now. But I think as a betting proposition, I think 2 to 1 is a little bit too short, and I'd rather take Alexi just in case anything happens. And I think he'll come there pretty strongly, and we know he gets up the hill strongly too. So yeah, Alexi for me.
Lee, Lossiemouth, yes or no?
Ash, you know me, I don't often sit on the fence, but this race, I can't make head nor tail of it, to be honest. The two mares have got a great chance. Brett is ahead in Lossiemouth. You've got last season's winner who's always turns up, Golden Ace. You've got the new Lion in there. It's a spicy race. I've got one bet already on the new Lion, and I'm sticking with that, and I won't punt again. I'm going to savour it and watch Ash. Gamble responsibly and all that. I don't want to get stuck in because I don't know for adamant who's going to win. So I hope it's a great race. I'm glad Lossiemouth's in it, and I'll be there to savour it, Ash.
Fair enough. If Poneros can't beat Alexi, the Lambeth form is worth nothing. Well, I suppose that's one angle to look at it.
By the way, I'll just back Harry up. I can't see Poneros. Where the hell they're pulling this from, I don't know. For me, I'd rather have Alexi, to be honest. There you go.
Yeah. I can't really see the Poneros angle.
Go on, Alexi, my son. Go on.
I'm not saying Alexi will be in the bloody frame, but I just think, yeah, it's just a fascinating race altogether.
Fascinating race it is. I'd still be with the new line. I think I have to now, even with the sort of Lossiemouth news. I've been with the new line. I have got some nice enough anti-post prices. Not obviously anything too good at the same time because he's been quite short all year. But I do like him. I think he's got a good chance. I actually like the speed he showed on Trials Day. I think it's better than people are giving him credit for. Yes, I know that the form isn't worth much. Brentford Hope's now retired since the Trials Day run, so that says enough about the form. But I think he's got a good chance. I'd be with the new line in the champion hurdle. Another man who is with the new line in the champion hurdle is upping the antes, Johnny Dineen.
The horse that I would consider really having a big chance in a handicap. I'm not sure of his race. It possibly the Kim Muir, but it's Waterford Whispers.
And your dark horse for the Cheltenham Festival?
My dark horse for the Cheltenham Festival, it's not really a dark horse, but it's going to be big double figure price, maybe 16 to 1, that kind of stuff. I like the look of Carrick-Moore and the Spruce in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle. I do think she has a blinding chance, and I'd be pretty happy that she'd be in the first three. She looks a good each way bet to me.
She's got a nice profile this season, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's form against Gelding. She has early season form. She's plenty of experience. She's won 2 bumpers where she was given too much to do and won both of them. She's a horse with a turn of foot. This track will suit her, and I do think the front two more or less have a similar line of form. And if she happens to be better than one of them, she's a good chance to be better than both.
And just remind us of your best fancy of the whole Cheltenham Festival is?
Is without a doubt the new line.
Why is that, Johnny?
I just think he has virtually nothing to beat. And okay, people are cribbing him and saying that he's this and that, but he won't have to be a world beater to win this year's renewal of the race. He looks as ordinary. And look, if he can beat by the days ahead, barring accidents, he'll win.
That was obviously recorded at the time. That was recorded when Lossiemouth wasn't in for the race. So I think I have seen a tweet from Johnny saying he is worried about Lossiemouth. So that is for the benefit of clarity. But that is Champion Hurdle. Lee,
what price are they going to be, do you reckon? Are they off?
I think they'll come. Yeah, she'll be fair. I think they'll come for. I think she'll be 6 to 4, to be honest.
Yeah.
And New Line will be somewhere around 7 to 2, I reckon, maybe.
I think he'll be. I don't think they'll let him go off too big as that. Maybe I think more 11 to 4 area myself.
If beating Rubord by 1 length is Champion Hurdle winning form, it would be a sorry sight. Harry?
Sorry, if beating Rubord by 1 length champion. Well, look, Golden Ace came and she showed it last year, so anything can happen, my friend. My phone has gone ping, ping, ping since I said
match bet. Yes, I'll take it.
Exactly. But if anybody's there on the Tuesday, we will genuinely send me a message and we'll get something sorted. I'm more than happy to have a little bit of a laugh.
You'll be skinned by then.
Yeah, I know. I can't accommodate everybody. I can't accommodate everyone. So we'll certainly have a few. We'll have a few. I think Lincoln FBS, I'll send him a message after.
Yeah. Lincoln's going to be there because he's Quebec's biggest fan, so Lincoln will definitely be there.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We'll get it sorted. But all right, stop sending me messages now.
Gentlemen, he's already regretting his decision. Gentlemen, Tuesday handicaps and naps. I think a good place to start with this is to go to a video you did, Lee. You caught up with Joel Parkinson, part of the Sue Smith and Joel Parkinson training team. They're having a fantastic season, may I add, as well. They're really picking up some nice pots, and with the team they have, they really are batting on the big stage. They've got 2 big runners on Tuesday. Let's hear from Joel now.
Joel Parkinson here. You've got 2 runners on the Tuesday at the Cheltenham Festival. How's the horses looking, and are you looking forward to the build-up?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Horses are really well. Preparation's been really straightforward and no blips. So yeah, the ground looks like it might suit us as well. It's very competitive. I suppose we've got grateful that we're there, but we think we're going there in good shape as we can anyway.
And you've got Grand Jest and Confusion, 2 separate races there, but how's each horse for each of the races there?
It's probably the perfect race for the pair of them. Grand Jest looks like he's never going to stop. It looks like he'll get 6 miles. And Confusion, I think it's the right thing to run him in the handicap this time. He'll get graded experience after this, all being well, if he comes out okay. But yeah, we're happy with the pair of them. We're looking forward to it.
And you rode Grand Jest this morning, feeling well?
He is. He's the best rider on the yard, so he's my first choice every day.
Mute.
No.
Because he was giving me a barrel load of shit then. I could see what he was saying.
I was saying I love Harry and I think he's great at this live streaming nonsense. Good shout there to Confusion and Grand Jest for the team, Lee. What's your Tuesday handicap Tuesday handicap team looking like? And I'll come back to naps at the end.
Yeah, I do like Grand Jest in that national chase. I think stays for fun. You don't know, if everyone in that race definitely stays. He won a Grand National Trail the last day, Ash, and a couple of runs before had bolted up as well. So he was powerful through the lane. Danny McManaman is an absolute cracking jockey. He gets plenty of winners up the north. He should be used more down south, I think, and hopefully they'll have a good chance. So I think he's got a fair chance in that national chase, but that's wide open. It is wide open, and I take them extra places and take a squeak on Grand Jest, staying best. But there's a few in there. Glen to Glen, excuse me, in the Fred Winter for Joseph, I think is a big price. I can see the case with Saratoga. Medora there in the plate, isn't it? On the Tuesday, yeah, Medora, and I think there's one other I mentioned to you, Ash.
You got Peaky Boy.
Yeah, Peaky Boy. Unseated at Newcastle. I was there speaking to AJ O'Neill afterwards, and he said, "Look, that'll do us. Look, going into the festival because we'll come here for a run, and hopefully he can show the form that he had showed. He was with Nicky Henderson, and he had showed plenty of form at the track as well. And he won a couple of races at Cheltenham. So yeah, picky boy, but Medora I think will be tough to beat. Like I say, Glen to Glen's probably overpriced against Saratoga, but I do like Saratoga. And yeah, Grand Dress each way in that national chase to stay best in for an informed team.
Yeah, get your comments in below, and it's yeah, definitely got a chance there with that Glen to Glen. You got a comment there from Findog saying Glen to Glen won't be out the frame. Maya Town to land the Ultima again. I can't personally see it myself. Get your comments in below who you fancy as your nap of the day for Tuesday and handicaps. Got a comment as well. What was that about? Blaze the way, Harry. Yeah. Blaze the way to repeat what he did over course and distance again in the Ultima, and Danny Mullins still 25s in places. Now we're quite sweet on Blaze the way. What's your case for the horse and also just for your handicaps in general for Tuesday?
Yeah, look, I just think, you know what, Lee's mentioned a few there. Medora's up there. I think he is a skinny enough price. So Glen to Glen was another in the, you know, Baby Joseph. He's an absolute machine in those races, isn't he? He's so good. And listening to Nick Look actually on Glen to Glen, he did say he was his pick of the horses that were going, and he was quite bullish on him as well.
I think he was mentioned when Neil, who we've got a clip up with Neil Turney there, he done the door. Everyone was saying it was like
that clip's class, by the way.
His dark horse was Glen to Glen, actually, funny enough, on there, but I just like the way Joseph kind of plotted to this race. But yeah, he did do it on that video, and that was Joseph's dark horse with Neil anyway.
Do you have time to speak about the Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ?
So good,
that, isn't it?
But yeah, actually, I'll stick with Blaze the Way then, mate. Yeah, I know he was disappointing last time, mate, at Naas, but I can't get over what he showed at Cheltenham. I thought he was so impressive, and you know, he's got the form. He's got the form over the distance. The better ground, I think, will certainly suit him. And I can't have him. He was it a mark of 138 that it should have been 136, I think, but he was £2 out of the weights, I think, or something. But he's got a mark of 140. I think that is lenient.
He is running off. He is going to run off 146 though, as a UK mark though, just to let you know. Harry.
But yeah, exactly. But that's what I was kind of allude to in that though. The fact is, I think they were going to say head to the Kinmure or here, and I think with Danny Mullins on. I know, Findog, thank you very much. An Irish horse in the Ultima, it is a big put-off. But Irish horses have ran really well in the last few years. Fast or Slow being a prime example for you, Ash, a couple of years ago when he was just chinned by, was it Korak?
Yeah, don't even remind me, mate. Don't even remind me.
So, yeah, and, you know, Max Mullins is flying along, and she's been very good at targeting. They're a shrewd bunch of owners as well, American owners who came over. They'll be sure to be in attendance. And, yeah, I think Danny Mullins can get a good tune out of this horse. And I think 18s is the best price you can get at the minute, but I still think that's a good each way play.
Anything else for Tuesday?
No, I'll stick with what I said. It's a Glen to Glen, probably Medora. I'll have bets on, but Blaze the Way would be my biggest handicap bet.
Yeah, I know what everyone's saying in the comments, and yeah, not from 50 Irish trained horses in the Ultima. I have a. Hey,
they have won the Ultima before. You know, it's not like it was 2003 with the You'll Never Walk Alone, was it that won?
Right.
By the way, don't take none of that in consideration where they come from. Just concentrate on the horse itself. It doesn't matter where they come from. Stats are there to be broken.
Yeah, I suppose they are. But it is a long time stat, the Irish one, and I wouldn't usually go for an Irish horse in the Ultimate because I think they just like to target. I think maybe the reason behind the stats they like to target the Irish Nash and the Kinmure and stuff like that. So yeah, I would be a Blaze the Way though. I think he's a slightly different horse, just in the fact that he is really sort of on the up. I couldn't really see him winning at Cheltenham last 2 starts ago, but he won really impressively. And just something that Harry didn't touch on there, but the form of the race is stellar. I mean, Long Press is only his first run of the season, but he's placed in the Grade 2 since behind Spillans Tower. And then ran in the Denman Chase and ran all right. The Short Go hasn't been seen since, I don't think. Heracles Westwood has won since. The Doyen Chief has won since and finished second since. I think the form is just electric, that race. It always tends to work into a nice race as well. And I do fancy Blaze the Way in the Ultima. I had it down to only a couple in there, and he's definitely one of them. The Plate, I had it actually down to a few in here, but they didn't get declared. One of them was actually the Barry Cannell horse, but he's not going. So I think Madara basically just got a great chance. He's obvious, but he's just got a good chance, and I think he will take a bit of stopping. Boodles wise, I wasn't really looking to play anything too strong at this moment, but Winston Jr. probably I thought would have the class angle. I would quite like to be with him and keep him on side. Nothing really a massive price. I think Nicky Henderson does really fancy Manlager, so the JB horses, I'd be with Manlager and probably have a little bit on Winston Jr. And the National Hunt Chase, I see there was a comment there. If I get this up before I mention it, someone said nap of the day was weighed out somewhere. Can't find it now. Yeah, I don't really see the case for weighed out, but I see the case for Guard the Moon, 16-1. He's got a fantastic chance for Sam Twist and Davis, Willie Twist and Davis, unexposed. Won to his last 3, stayed on really nicely over 3 miles last time out. I give him a good chance. Newton Tornado's got a good chance as well, but Guard the Moon for 137, I'd be quite keen with him. Let's go to another video, gents. You did catch up with, who did you catch up with at the Tizard Yard again, Harry? The assistant trainer, was it?
Chris, yes.
Chris, the assistant trainer, speaks a little bit about Alexi and then just a couple of other horses like JPR1 and also a horse to follow for later in the season.
Right, Chris, we're a couple of weeks out now from the Cheltenham Festival. Who are we here with, first of all?
This is JPR1.
He's been a bit of a legend, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, he's been a star. He's had some really good days and tends to win sort of 1 or 2 big races a year, and had a good day this year. Won the Scottish Champion Chase up at Musselburgh on their trials weekend. So yeah, he's heading to Cheltenham in really good form.
Good man. And we're talking to the Cheltenham Festival. We've got a few chances around here. What's probably the biggest chance from the Tizard Yard going into the festival?
I think probably the one we're most excited about is Alexi in the Champion Hurdle. He's had a great season, won Great Wood at Cheltenham, and then he won Kingwell at Wincanton last time. So yeah, we've had a great season with him. He deserves to go there and take his chance in a sort of wide open Champion Hurdle, and I think there's probably there's plenty of people with runners in the race that fancy their chances, but he definitely deserves to take his place, and I think he'll run a big race.
And in terms of one that's maybe going under the radar from the yard for the festival, who would that be?
I'd probably say this lad actually, JPR1. I think he's spent most of his life running over around 2 miles, and as he's got a little bit older, he maybe just isn't quite as fast as he used to be, and he seemed to really enjoy that step up to 2.5 at Musselburgh last time. It'll obviously be he'll go in the Ryanair at Cheltenham and obviously be a big step up again in class for that race, but I think he's unexposed at 2.5 miles, and yeah, I think he'll run really well in that.
And away from Cheltenham, we've got, there's plenty of horses in the yard, but is there one that maybe everybody can follow that listens to this video and watches on?
I think one that will come out in the next few weeks that I'm looking forward to is a mare called Jenny France. She hasn't actually run for us yet. She won an Irish point to point last year, and she's just taken a bit of time this year, but she's a lovely mare by Walk in the Park, and yeah, does everything right. She'll be coming out in a mare's bumper at some point over the next couple of weeks, and yeah, really looking forward to seeing her.
Perfect, good man, and best of luck for the Cheltenham Festival.
Thank you.
Naps, gentlemen of the Tuesday. Lee, 1 word and 1 race. What's the nap?
Well, it's not 1 word, it's 3. Go back the board. He'll win the Arkle, go back the board. Come on.
Harry?
Another 3 words. Old Park, and he's a star.
Get it. Your cheesy is out, you know that, Harry.
I'm just trying to look at the Jenny France on the see if she's got any entries coming up.
By the way, yeah, keep tabs. We're not even giving Cheltenham winners, yeah, we're giving future winners after that.
Yeah, we go above and beyond on the pod. I'm going to go big price. I don't care if it's Irish Train. Blaze the way in the Ultima. Turners, gents, the Wednesday of the festival. We've got a good race, the Turners, because no drama this ends, obviously, in the race. He is a nice horse. He tops the market 7-2. Got that like sort of Scarlet Hustle in there. King Rasco Grey. 6 is Ballyfad's in there. Sober was down the gap this morning. Good shout to him. Active Innocence is in there as well. Some decent horses. Bossman Jack, I think, might run in the race. Cryptic Jim might go to Albert Bartlett. Might come here. I'm not too sure. Lee, who do you like in the Turners?
I think this is wide open, Ash. I really do. I would have liked Mighty Park, and yeah, I would have chanced him No Drama this end has done nothing wrong, by the way. People crab obviously that shallow form. Look, it was shown up last season with the new Lion. I think it's done nothing wrong. I'm not against him, but I think you hit the nail on the head, Ash, when you mentioned earlier on. Probably the best form in the Supreme would be talk the talk in winning the DRF. I think King Rascal Grey can step forward and show up a bit more, and I think would have a good each way chance. I think he may be around 6s or so there. I'd rather take him each way than No Drama this end. I do think Saint Bacco, maybe forgive around 25s, maybe he's even 33s, touching a big price because disappointed in that Grade 1, the Lolas of Nace, I think it's renamed now, but disappointed in that, was beat a long way, but it was the choice of Paul Town, and I just think I'll forgive at the prices and scrap that run, and I'll forgive a horse one run. Yeah, Saint Bacco might be an each way play, but I'll take King Rascal Grey each way.
Yes, I thought King Rascal would have a chance in this, but I am fully paid up member of the No Drama this end camp, and I still will be with him. I have. Maybe he could do with a touch of rain, but I think he's a really, really classy horse, and I'll be with him. Harry, what about you?
I'm with you, mate. Just as the Chinese turns up, so it's going to be cold by the time we finish in this one. But No Drama this end tops the market for me, and is my main play. I backed him anti-post. I backed him to win the Challow and to win on Wednesday. Hopefully, I'd just like to see a little bit more rain, Ash. But in a wide open renewal, there's nothing that really stands out, is there? Ballyfad's probably the biggest danger in my eyes.
I was just going to say, Ash, what, did you get any feel about the ground when you were at the course of the day? Like, how will we play it out or not?
Yeah, like tight enough grounds. I mean, I sort of said on that Hendo video there, but like he was quite surprised how quick it was, and I wouldn't be surprised if they chuck a little bit more on, to be honest, because I don't think they're going to get too much more. I could be wrong. I think the main rain they're going to get towards the end of the week, and I wouldn't be surprised if they chuck another 5 mil on just to make sure it's all okay. So yeah, it's tight enough. So if you need one that's a soft ground lover, go away. Hard not to like Active Innocence at 12s. If Nicky thought he'd be better based on work at home. I'm not too sold on Active Innocence, but obviously must have a bit of a chance. Will Jack not rise Scarlet Hustle? Think the form of talk will hold up well. He probably, I think he might try. He might do Ballyfad. I don't know. To be fair, I'm not too sure.
Will he not? I don't know if he'll have a not written in, but the Gigginstown thing, he might have to go that way. I don't know that for sure. But I don't know. But they did say that was going to be his turn as raid when they knew about El Kairos going there. They wanted to bump Skylight Hustle up, and they were torn between Ballyfad which way he went. But I think he might raid Skylight Hustle.
Ballyfad will have the trip. No Drama to follow. I know Jake Price is a big fan of Ballyfad. I think it's his nap of the week. Subtle Diplomacy 25-1. Timmy Fortune 100-1. I think that has No Drama in this end form, doesn't it? Subtle Diplomacy, big price, good for a good bumper form. Scarlet Hustle has been kept right fresh for this as well. To be fair, I think it's a really good race. It's a competitive race now with Mighty Park not there, so definitely really interesting to see how the race goes. We may as well hear from the big man himself, Mr. PFN, Paul Nicholls. No Drama this end, his big hope of the week. What is the other hopes of his Cheltenham Festival team? Well, find out now.
Paul, we're at Kempton, Corto Star in the background, and you've got a nice Cheltenham team this year. What will be your best chance, your best handicap chance, and maybe a dark horse for the Cheltenham Festival?
Obviously, one of my best chances, if not the best chance, is No Drama this end. He's run 3 times over hurdles, won 2 Grade 2s and a Grade 1, won at Cheltenham. He seems to be improving, so he's got a lovely chance.
And your best handicap chance?
I'd have to say Regent Stroll. He's in the Jack Richards. 145, I think, is a very fair mark. He's improving. So, yeah, from a handicap point of view, I think he's got a lovely chance.
And then your dark horse for the festival?
Well, I'm going to go dark horse. He's not really a dark horse, but he probably is in the betting. There's Tuli Conti in the champion hurdle. If the ground's slow, he's improving rapidly. He'll run a big race.
No Drama this end and Tuli Conti are galloping.
Yeah.
Are you very pleased with them?
Very pleased. They did exactly what we wanted to. It shows they're in a good place. Particularly pleased with Tuli Conti. And this is where he's working now and travels so well and looks good. So, yeah, happy with them.
Paul, best of luck, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
There he is, Paul Nicholls. No Drama this end, big hope of the week. Apparently, it's very hard horse to get fit at home, so that may be one small worry about the
Tuli Conti
horse.
will be tailed off, by the way.
Yeah, that was filmed before we knew what the ground was. Probably going to be too good for him, but yeah, he's giving him a chance. Brown Advisory, gents, it'd be remiss of us not to talk about sort of the latest going on with Farm Demand. Don't know what's happening with the horse. That's the first thing I should say. Nothing has been confirmed at the time of recording and talking about this, so it's all mere speculation. All I know is that he wasn't there this morning at Cheltenham, or at least he wasn't on the gallops in the two lots that Willie Mullins did. But that doesn't mean he's definite non-runner or anything, because I know there has been ferry delays coming over from Ireland, so he could have been on one of those ferries. I also know that there was certain Wednesday horses who definitely weren't there, and that would probably be in the Willie Mullins team. Notably, I didn't see any champion bumper horses like Love Sign Danu or the Irish Avatar or anything. There were some Wednesday horses, Madgeborough and everything like that. So it'd be interesting to see what's happening. Lots of market moves. I see one podcast has said that Fardemar is out of the festival. So they've obviously gone for it and said that he's out. Who knows? At the time of talking, though, the market looks as follows. Romeo Coolio is actually on the odds checker that I can see now, 10-3 Fav. Kate Doughty 9-2. Fardemar apparently is 5-1 in places. Wendigo 6s. Cocktail de Van 8. Big Western 9s. Western Fold 10s. Oscar's Brother 10s. Kits Buell, who was there at Cheltenham earlier, 12s. Lee, I'm going to go to you. What do you fancy in this? Farm Demand or no Farm Demand? Doesn't matter. What do you fancy?
I would have probably forgive Final Demand in maybe stuck with him. I'm already on him. I kind of get off the boat myself. So, hopefully I'll have a runner for my money anyways. But I do believe, look, I don't think them lads who have posted it really get it wrong. I can't deny. So, yeah, he probably out. Cocktail de Van, though, thought bolted up the last day, like absolutely demolished them. Jumps for fun. He's again, you look at like Henry's in them colours and different stuff. Like, honestly, I just thought he was electric the last day. I'll take him each way 8-1. I think he's got a good chance. I'll probably have a save on Wendigo, lads. I don't know what you think, but wooden egg and spoon the last day, jumps very well. Wasn't suited by the track at Kempton on King George Day, but ran a huge race and probably got mullered about a bit in that Albert Bartlett. So, yeah, I think I'll take a save on Wendigo, but Cocktail de Van, I'll be taking each way. I think that is a very fair price.
Jackal, save him for the Jack Richards, please. Here's my opinion on the whole Cocktail de Van thing. If they think he's good enough for the Brown Advisory, just trust them, all right? Okay, because they must clearly know what they've got on their hands here. And I actually would argue that the Brown Advisory is an easier race to win this year than the Jack Richards. Smaller field.
Bang on.
It's smaller field. You're not going to be running into one that could have £10 stuffed up his sleeve. Yes, you're obviously coming against better horses, but if you think you've got the horse to win it, I think they have with Cocktail de Van. I was a little bit skeptical on him after his last run. I won't lie. I actually said true to form. He's definitely a proceed with caution horse, but I've come around to him massively. I really actually liked what he did on the last day. Jumped nicely, travelled for fun. 3 miles of work for him. I know Henry's is slightly out of form, but I'm going to back a couple of Henrys this week, and I'm hoping they come back. And Cocktail de Van would be for me. So Jackal, if you're liking for the Jack Richards, he must have an anti-post slip or something like that. If you're saying with a big capital, please. Get your money back. Just back in for the Browns. Harry, 2 votes for Cocktail. Romeo Coolio stepping up in trip. Would you be of interest to yourself?
No, I just think he's been to the well a few too many times for me. I've not been wowed by him. And that's probably stupid to say that he's been, was it 3 grade 1s now that he's won in a row? It's some effort, and it'd be another great effort. But, I was looking through this while I had some sort of spare time in Rome. And Kate Doughty, I was just so impressed by the way he jumped last time at Leopardstown. I thought with the cheap pieces on, he just looked a different horse. It's not obviously... So he's only ran twice in cheap pieces. He bolted up at Punchestown in April, and then he did the same thing at Leopardstown last time out. I just think if they've got the pieces on again, I think he's a big old player in what looks a winnable Brown Advisory. I take your point on Cocktail de Van. I think he's got to be respected because he was probably the most impressive performance across the couple of days. But for me, I'm going to stick with Kate Doughty. That's who I kind of thought in my head. He's the most likely winner. But the Romeo Coolio, I can see him taking a walk before the off, and I cannot fancy him at all.
Yep, same with me. I can't fancy him. I think he's had a good season, but not a good season in relation to Cheltenham. If they wanted to be a Cheltenham horse, he shouldn't have gone to the well too much. He's had a good season. He's won 3 grade 1s. Fantastic. If I was the owners,
That Drinmore was so good, wasn't it? But it's just going 2 mile, and he fell over the lane the last day, really.
Yeah, look, he's probably going to go and bolt up now, but I don't think he's got a chance here. And I think, what do we know compared to Gordo, I suppose? But I think you should go to Aintree or the Willow one. A couple of comments before we move on. Head, Cocktail Van, Hart Wendigo for the small horse owners. Would love to see Oscar's brother go well. I know the ground won't be as deep, but he looks so talented. I kind of agree with that, but I think he might not be talented enough, and maybe he's like an Irish national type. The Big Westerner, she was another one who was drifting slightly in the market on the exchange. Don't know what the crack is with her. She obviously has the Mare's Chase as an option. Romeo Cudio to win, then goes second favourite for the 2027 Gold Cup. Steady on. Miretown for Ultima jumps and goes close. And Jackals responded, the problem is I backed Kate Doughty for the Browns and Cocktail for the Jack Richards, but I guess the bingo, well, that's the bingo we play. Unfortunately, it is. Queen Mother Champion Chase, Gentlemen, final race we're going to put under the microscope on the Wednesday, and I think we'll have some varying opinions in this race, to say the least. But the current market, Majborough has gone odds on. I don't know if he was odds on, but he is odds on, 6-5. Le de Sud is 9-2. Alette Tomps, who I saw this morning, 5s. Colixios 10s. John Bond 14s. I think the latest on him is they're just going to see how he is. So he is still in contention to run at Cheltenham, whether it's here, whether it's the Ryanair, whether they skip to Aintree, I don't know. Irish Panther is only entry, 18-1, only by night 33s, has obviously the Mare's Chase option, bigger the rest. Harry, come back to you. Queen Mother, kick things off. What do you fancy?
Majborough, it's got to be for me. Again, another one from the Mullins Yard who took well to cheap pieces. It's an unusual thing, but he looked a different beast. And I know you're going to mention about Lotus Sud, but you're wasting 5 minutes of your own time, and you're wasting 5 minutes of everybody else's time. Majborough cannot and will not be beaten on the Wednesday. He's an absolute shoo-in. If he just, all he has to do is just go from the front. Mark Walsh did the perfect thing of just sending him at it. Lotus Sud could be as close to him as he wants. He won't even see him.
Our Father, if there is a God, please let Lotus Sud win. That would be the greatest clip of all time. He can't get beat. He's a certainty. Oh my God. And it's Harry Skelton and Lotus Sud. Lee, you obviously fancy Majborough as well. Make the case.
I'm getting flashbacks of Jerry Clump, you know what I mean? I'm getting
Go on, Sammy! Go on, Sammy, lift him!
Well, this would be an absolute disaster for the podcast.
It would be, but look, I can't see a realm there where Lotus Sud beat Majborough. I think Majborough is a good bet. Even at that price, you can see he's short, but you can get 4-5, 5-6, whatever you want. Get stuck in like look, comments coming in, Leo de Sud, Howie, man. Like, no way he's going to get anywhere near.
Javier George, I owe you a beer.
Javier, when you're necking, because no way he's going to win. Look, yes, if he doesn't take the fence, so he wins. But look, jumping's the name of the game. He didn't touch a twig the last day. If he can get out, if he can see a sighter. I thought a couple of runs ago when he was behind Solness and Marine Nationale, he kept getting in behind, and at the last fence, he was almost put off by them two, and he still managed to win. And even in the Arkle, look, he still managed to win. He ploughed through the last two. Look, if I can think he can get away, get a sight, I'd do the same again. Mark will be on the bunny. He'll not get caught.
I actually wish I.
Look, if the week's gone well, Lee, do you agree with me on this? If the week's gone well up to that point, you're putting the you're putting the pedal to the metal and you're going full tilt at this.
I'm already
anywhere near.
Look, the car will be spinning by then. I'll see you start the bloody car if he doesn't win. That's the true story. I've got to get to the airport after racing. Fuck the bumper. I'm leaving the bumper out. I've got to get to the airport on Wednesday night. I'll be going after the champion chase if he doesn't win. I'm already on. Get stuck in. I think it's a fair price up the marsh.
I'm not even going to try and make the case for Lotus Sud because the case is obvious.
You can't. There's no case to make.
Because the case is obvious. He wins that. So I'm going to go back to where's the comment? No, where it is. There you are. I'm just going to leave that on the screen there. We're just going to. Should we sit in silence for 30 seconds actually and just admire that comment? I think we might do that instead.
Fuck off,
no, I like Lotus Sud. I think they're always on the turn at Cheltenham. That might just not help Majborough, and Lotus Sud will just ping them for fun. I'm not even going to. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Wednesday, gentlemen, handicaps and naps. I'm gonna kick things off. I'm gonna put myself under the bus here. But I'm going to go to the Be Aware. I'm going to go to the Grand Annual and back Be Aware. I think he's got a good chance. I think that obviously they really fancied him for the county. Was it the county? No, it was the Coral last year. They ruined his chance with his Huntington Pret, where he absolutely ripped the arms out of Tristan Durrell. But I think they just had one eye on a handicap. I actually remember speaking to Dan on Tingle Creek Day, the day he got beat, and he said Grand Annual straight away. So I actually think it's been more of a plan than people are realising. 147 is not the easiest mark in the world, but I don't think there's too many who are chucked in this Grand Annual. I'll be backing him. I'll be covering him off, though, with, if I've got it correct, if it is this race, Break My Soul for Ian Donoghue. She's got a fantastic chance, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Ian Donoghue, first of all, is a fantastic trainer. Second of all, this horse looked so good at goal run on debut. Like, looked like an Arkle horse. They then campaigned her that way. Fair enough, they gave her 2 graded runs to see if she was that ability. She disappointed at Cork, and then she disappointed behind Lourdes Sud. Okay, fine, they found out she's not that ability. They then had a small break with her, went to Punchtown, ran an okay race on heavy ground at Punchtown. I can forgive that. She's got a fantastic chance off 136. I actually couldn't believe she was rated 136. I had to have a second look at that. So I'm all in on both of them, to be honest. Be Aware and Break My Soul. Elsewhere, the bumper will be taking on Love Signs New. Don't really know what with that yet. Maybe the Irish Avatar, potentially. Coral Cup, 2 horses. Storm Heart, I think he's got a fantastic chance. We're backing him. Hopefully, Paul Townend gets the ride, because that'll be a good vote of confidence. And Jinko Blue. Those are the 2 for me in the Coral Cup. And that's it. Oh, the cross country. I'd have it between Favre.
You be careful here. You be careful what
Come
you
on,
say.
I would have it between Favre and Stumptown.
Oh.
I might just save my opinion actually and go to Harry until I'll leave him in linger. Harry, what do you fancy on Elsewhere?
Stumptown,
The greatest cross country horse in Europe, and
I thought you were saying all time, and I was going to have to kick you off.
And the greatest pilot around the banks.
You know, it's a
One
handicap
word,
for that reason
Stumptown.
alone.
It doesn't matter. It was a handicap last year. Doesn't matter. Honestly, it does not matter. Stumptown's been safe for the race. He won the Part of Beach, which is an incredible effort in itself. It obviously took quite a bit. But the fact is, they said, and Gavin Cromwell said, the one target for this horse this year is the cross country in March. So all you've got to do is listen to him, ignore the form of the yard. Don't worry about that. You've got Keith Donoghue riding the banks. People are saying Vanillier is a good each-way player in this one. You can see the case, but just look at the race back. The others that were second and third, they were falling back. The only other horse that was going forward was Stumptown. The further he goes, the better he gets. He's an absolute stone wall certainty on that Wednesday. And I'm telling you that now, he is an absolute stone waller. He won't get beat. The further he goes, the better. And if he's got a target to aim at, jump in the second last and coming around the final bend, there's only one winner.
Sorry, Harry, you're on mute there. Can you just repeat everything you said?
It's off.
Okay. We've got some varying comments about Stumptown. We've got a couple in there saying I'm a proper Skelton fanboy. Yes. Vanillier would have won last year. Didn't send him the wrong way. We guys see that comment there from Findog. If Cromwell's are running okay, nothing beats Stumptown. You'll love this comment, Harry. I think you'll really, really like this one. Stumptown lay
Good.
of the festival. I actually didn't realize. I didn't realize you had a burner account. To be honestly, I didn't realize you called it Ryan Hobbs. But fair enough. Do you have anything? Do you have anything else, Harry? Before I go over to Lee.
I will quickly mention in the it's 240, isn't it? It's the cup. I thought Stormheart was pretty impressive. And I think that he's around 8-1. He's going to be the choice of Paul Townend. I can't see. I think he's a good price at 8-1, and he's an each way bet to nothing. Stumptown, by the way, 7-2, and you can get 4 places at a quarter the odds. Each way bet to nothing. But for me, if you want an each way player, you can back him. Get stuck into the 7-2. He will win. He will win.
I don't agree with Harry much, but Stumptown's a great bet. Just leave that first sentence there and move on. I don't agree with Harry much. Full stop. Lee, Wednesday.
Desert Morehouse will win the cross country. I think it's got a good chance. Won the Latouche, I think it was. Likes the banks. Had been entered in a race the cross country, but for a sighter, look, I think on a fair mark because gets 10-2 as well compared to Stumptown's 11-12 or whatever it is. Then you've got 11-5 for Ferrari de Champs. Look, these are all off the top of my head, by the way, before people ask me. But yeah, gets a low weight, and I think it's got a good chance. Desamore House, I think, is the each way. Steel Albi, I think, is the late is Stumptown. I'm not with them this year. Then I've got I like a Jump Allen in the Coral Cup, Bet MJM, whatever it's called now.
If it gets in, I suppose, because it's number 39.
Yes, I know. Yes, he is in. I think he's in the pipe as well, isn't he, or something?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like Jump Allen. Wherever he goes, if he might, go to a different meeting, just keep tabs on him, Jump Allen. But Stormheart, I think, has got a good chance as well. And then the bump I'll take, a big prize, Charismatic Kid. I forgive the last day, around 20s plus maybe each way. And what am I missing? What handicap am I missing? Any handicap?
Ryan's Rocket for the Grand Annual. Did you mention?
Yes, Ryan's Rocket. I see the case up here where Ryan's Rocket has got a huge chance, and I've just texted a couple of people. My each way play at a big price. Break my soul.
Very good. Love that from you, Lee. Love that. Love to hear it. I actually think I was listening to the Jump Show handicap one, is it yesterday? And Dan overall made a very strong case for Break My Soul, and I was very happy to hear that.
I missed part of this, but I was just looking at the thing that caught my eye, and I thought, bloody hell, like that can go well. It's a huge price, isn't it?
Massive price. I think she's got a chance. There's a comment in here. I just clicked on it actually. Ibrika Lord or the Yellow Clay with a claimer on for the Coral. Can see the case. There's also another comment. The Yellow Clay wouldn't win if he started now. I probably agree with you more, Joe, to be honest. And again, there's another one off the Jump Show.
Don't say that.
No, but
he thinks he knows what he's talking about, Joe, but he loves to talk a good game.
You know Joe, do you?
Ignore anything that Joe says. Because he's the one that fancies El Caros. So,
Joe, me and you can be friends. Again, another case there. I'll shout out the Jump. We may as well just go watch the Jump Show rather than watch this. But I'll shout out the Jump Show because Andrew was talking about it, and he said that the Yellow Clay took an absolutely horrid fall at Punchtown and last season, and since then he just hasn't been sighted. Like, if this wins a Coral Cup, I do not know anything about racing. And there's your clip of the night. There you go. If the Yellow Clay wins the Coral Cup, I know nothing.
These clips to come back, mate.
Yeah. I can't wait to delete my account afterwards. My cross country. I'd probably be a Stumptown, to be honest. I mean, you have to look at every horse has its price, right? And Stumptown is 7-2. And who was it? Eddie O'Leary in the week saying they probably fancy what was the horse? I can't remember. Conflated more than Favori. I mean, mental stuff. Stumptown probably.
He nearly bit in it. He has about Tiger roll him, so I wouldn't listen to a word he says.
Wednesday naps, gentlemen. We're actually we've had so many VTs. We're just a touch behind time, and we started late, but we've actually made up good time there. Naps though. I want one horse, one race. Harry. Actually, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Stumptown cross country. Harry. Lee.
Marshmallow win the championship.
Very good. Myself. Oh, could I do Le de Sud? Could I?
You are genuinely sick in the head. Like, what is
that? Got a nibble, didn't it? Both of you went for it.
You cannot. Oh, seriously. Do you know what though? I'll give you credit, Ash, where credit's due. You fancied him for a long time, and the price has cut forward. So you are more than entitled to fancy the horse.
Value doesn't put food on the table. Just remember that.
It certainly doesn't. A load of Sud won't put food on your table on Wednesday evening.
Thank you. I think I'll probably go with Cocktail de Van at the prices in the Browns, but it actually is, for everyone that really cares, it actually is Le de Sud. We're going to go to another video. He's got a fancy for the Tuesday, but we'll plug him in now. Pete, at risk for awards. I actually think that's his surname, isn't it? At risk for awards. We just keep saying it after his first name. He's a friend of the show, likes the Only Fools boys, and he's got one on the opening date.
Thanks for having me on, guys, over at Only Fools Love Horses. Hope everyone has a brilliant Cheltenham. I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to go for a day one selection, and that is Jaguar in the Ultima. I Rocco in there to keep the weights down, hopefully, and for John Joe to take the ride on him. That'll obviously put them in a nice position ahead of the national. I could see him going close. He may even well be forward enough and handicapped enough to win himself. But I'm leaning on Jaguar. He ran to 160 last time out. He's only been put up to 152, leaving him potentially £8 well in. Step up in trip should suit, both on dosage index and pedigree. They're going to switch across. I'm hoping the switch across is going to be Mark Walsh. It would make sense to have him, obviously being McManus. Cheek pieces on, ridden cold. That would suit me down to the ground. I would not put you off a little small not saver, but selection in the Grand National as well. Because if he was to go well here, he could end up being well in for that race. Obviously, it's a big ask, being the negative, obviously stepping up in trip for the first time. And obviously, if he was going to the National, he'd be stepping up again for a massive trip. But it's not to say it can't happen. So that is my day one selection. And one at a slightly bigger price, I'm going to go for Air of Entitlement off a mark of, I believe, 138 in the Martin Pipe. She won the Mares Novice Hurdle last year, chin in 6.5. Who I would not be put off going well in the county. She got the better of her on the line. She looked very green. She's not really shown her best this season, but I just get the feeling with Henry's, they gave her a good run first time out to see how she would come on. She didn't quite produce the goods, and they've decided that the handicaps might be for her. We know she's proven over 2 mile, 4 furlongs. I don't think the hill will be of any issue. She'll be coming up it well, and I think her mark of 138 is very workable, and the hope is that she can go close in what looks a wide open Martin Pipe. Best of luck to all of you, and look forward to seeing you all at the Cheltenham Festival.
Loving the comments so far. Keep getting them in.
Top man is Pete.
Top man is Pete. And I think I can definitely see the case with Jaguar if I wasn't absolutely all in on Blaze the Way. Finn Dogg's been with the show the whole time, been watching there, and he knows his stuff, as we've seen this evening. Let's nap. Plenty of other comments in there. We're just cycling through. We're going to see a great champion hurdle and champion chase double. New Lion and Madge, great bet. You were so close. If you'd only said the New Lion alert absurd, we'd have been nearly close friends there, Martin. Wellington Arch finishing second over 2 miles on heavy ground was eye-catching. Yep, I've seen people be giving that. Lure de Sud, Grey Dawning double. Yeah, why not? He finished 19 lengths ahead of maximum reappearance on heavy ground and travelling like a mule at Naffin. I think that's the yellow clay there. Thursday, gentlemen, a bit of a rejigged card this year with the Mares Hurdle here. So now it makes for 3 Grade 1s on the Thursday, which I think actually makes it a much nicer split for the week. Stayers Hurdle's the first one, though. It is 320. No, it's not. It's the Mares Hurdle. We'll go Mares Hurdle then, shall we? This race is obviously without Lossiemouth, but that means the market is slightly different, as we all know, but it is topping the market. Woodhoo, 11-8 on. Jade de Grugy, 7-2. Could she be the Willie Mullins horse? Feet of a Dancer, 7s. Taking a chance at 9s. Mercy at 20s. Jatara, 25s. Dream on Baby, 25s. Nurse Susan, she has handicap entries, though, 40s. Bigger the rest. I'm starting this one off, gentlemen, with no Lossiemouth. My big swing in the race at 25-1, Dream On Baby for Emmett Mullins. I think she's got a fantastic chance. She didn't stay 3 miles at Doncaster last time out. She has formed to reverse with Woodhoo, I admit. However, she's an improving 6-year-old. I think there is a possibility she can continue to improve. I don't think she's obviously better than Woodhoo because Woodhoo has shown a lot more. However, the race could fall apart. People could go to shoot Woodhoo. Woodhoo could try and make the pace or just not fancy it, whatever. I think she's got a fantastic chance. I tell you what, Dream On Baby will give you an absolute shout coming down the hill. She'll travel all over them. I think she's got a fantastic chance. 25-1, Dream On Baby in the Mares Hurdle. Lee, smiling away there. What do you fancy?
Dream On Ashley, more like. Belt these out the way. Absolutely belt them all over. She's a good thing. I find it hard to get away. I thought she'd even give Lossiemouth a nudge, even if she'd come here. She'd run through a brick wall for you, Woodhoo, and she only time she was beaten was at Aintree in that Aintree hurdle where Lossiemouth beat her in Constitutional come down look. I think she'd tear these a new hole. Woodhoo will win.
Very good stuff. Watching naps on the Thursday, people, get them in the comments down below. Harry, 1 vote for Woodhoo, 1 vote for Dream On Baby. It's a match race between the two. Who do you fancy?
Oh, look, Woodhoo's a stonewaller, isn't she, with Lossiemouth out? You can't... Yeah, look, she's been to Cheltenham before. She's proven it. She got Gordon out of a hole when, he needed a winner, really. And she came there, she delivered the goods. I completely agree with what you're saying, Lee. She is so tough. She's done it against the boys. Saw it at Ascot. She looks beat, then she comes back on it, and she's just got that winning attitude, and you need that. And I cannot for the life of me see her, but it'd be a disaster if she got beat on a Thursday.
Disaster if she got beat, according to Harry. Oh, she's got a fantastic chance, isn't she? But I would dream on baby myself. A couple of comments coming in. Looking at some of the tips on here, dream on, it's only opinions. That's from Dale. Thursday nap, stay in bed, nightmare every day at the festival for me every year. Might not be the worst shout in the world. So Mare's Hurdle, Woodhoo for the two lads, dream on baby for myself. Stayers Hurdle, very quick there, gents, and we're on to the stairs. Probably a bit more of an interesting betting race. Tupu, talking the market 5-2. Honesty Policy, labelled as Gordon Elliott's. Well, he thought that this horse was the biggest danger to Tupu, and obviously in the same yard, 5-1. Carabao Matan, the big unknown at the same price. Bob Ollinger, last year's winner, 13-2. Mashan 2. The Cleve Hurdle winner, 15-2. Ballyburn 11s. Impostoir, who Hendo gave a good shout to on the video we played through earlier, 14-1. Hewitt 28s. Home of the League 28s. Lee, this is a cracker. It's an absolute belter of a race. People give the stairs pelters left, right, and centre, but it's a great race this year. Who do you fancy?
Cheltenham doesn't think so. They've moved it from the feature race, anyways. But yeah, look, I know, but it's it isn't. It's wide open though for that reason alone. The ground's not maybe he's probably in Tupu's ideal favour, but he handles it fine. He's been impressive this season, I think, and he's a worthy, at the top of the market. But I like Honesty Policy and I like Impostoir. I'll forgive the last one for Impostoir. I think he's an each-way play, and I'm glad to see Nicky's, keeps mentioning him. But Honesty Policy, I thought, ran a good race behind him at Ascot, and maybe it's the younger legs. I'll take the JP pair to win it. Each way Impostoir and Honesty Policy to win. I know Harry's going to mention his horse, and he's quite sweet, and he put him up at a big price, but I'd just rather take the known of something staying rather than guesswork.
Take No Chances has had a ... interesting season. I thought she might have been kept for a handicap. That's one way of putting it. The two JP horses for Lee, Honesty Policy on the snaff is a comment in there. An update on the Holyhead off, is I assume that's where they're sailing from. Offload ramp is that the engineers will hopefully have it fixed. The late sailing is 7:45, now leaving 1:15, possible diversion if required to Pembroke, which is Wales.
But it's not. It makes no difference for them running it in the week anyways, really. As long as you get it, basically.
Yeah. Thursday could be a day for the shorties. Danny Ryder's a winner for his mother on Tuesday with Blaze the Way, and then for his father on Thursday with Latos. Harry, Stayers Hurdle, what do you fancy?
Yeah, Cabral de Matan for me, Ash. Been a big fan. We put it up earlier on in the Only Fools of Horses Cheltenham series. Now 5-1 is skinny enough compared to the prices that we mentioned. I know SD actually put the horse up. Looking back, he put up at the same week before the Rendlesham. Yeah. So it's I think that was kind of the plan. I've got a couple more in there, which we will get sent over from there. But Cabral de Matan, I don't buy this that he won't stay. I think he'll stay. The only thing he did do at Cheltenham when he beat Jinko Blue in the rail kill was just power on up the hill. I think an extra few furlongs will be right up his street. And this good ground that they're getting, you mentioned it, Ash, earlier on in the show, it's been drying out all the time, which is remarkable to think, actually, because we've had so much rain. But it looks like it's going to be good to soft. I can't see it being any worse than soft. The forecast looks absolutely fine. Cabral, he'll come there like an absolute good thing, and it's whether he's good enough. I have played it each way, so I'm hoping that he at least fills the frame, but I think 5-1 kind of is his fair price. Tiupu's a worthy favourite, but Cabral de Matan at around 5-1, 4-1. That's his right price.
I agree with you pretty wholeheartedly there. I think they're all fairly priced. I don't think there's too much that's really standing out as like, this is overpriced in the stairs. I'd be with you on Cabral de Matan. I think he could be the classy angle in here, which probably is harsh about Tupu. And I think Tupu is class, but I think he could be that horse who's just got slight bit more than Stayers Hurdle class, but he does stay Stayers Hurdle trip, so I'd be with him as well. Go on to the Ryanair then, gentlemen. This could be short and sweet if we all agree on the same horse. Factor File is the shortest price of the week, 13-8 on. Gaelic Warrior probably doesn't go to this race, but he is still priced up at 5-2. Banbridge 5's run a good race in the King George. Hartwood chased home Factor File last year, 6-1 in Perry Pass. Probably the wise guys pick at 7s. John Bond 7s. Remy Coolio 10s. Ilete Tomps 11s. 5 Fox 14s. Lee, yes or no? Factor File?
Yes, but I do want to just quickly say, in that market, Gaelic Warrior's going to come out. Romeo Coolio is coming out. There might be 1 or 2 more. And I know I'm not saying lump on it 8-13 whatever. But yeah, he'll win it.
Yeah, I think he will win it as well. Harry.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not saying that.
Look, you can still get 4-6 with 6-4 on with William Hill. If you've got an account, William Hill, get stuck in 4-6. He's an absolute shoe-in.
That's like Skelton saying, Kateri, Supreme West, we want to see if he's a Coral Cup horse, so we dropped him down in trip. We soon found out he wasn't a Coral Cup horse, so I stepped him back up in trip to the Patem. It's like, all right, okay, very good.
Do you know what though? With Factor File, I don't mind what they're doing. You should be as an owner if you want a winner. JP just wants to win us, doesn't he? He's got a couple of good chances. The word is we're going to get onto this in the Gold Cup. He really found I know the way you're thinking seemed to have come for plenty of money. But Factor File 4-6, it's an absolute shoe-in. There's not one horse in there that can get near him. He's proven it because he beat them last year in the race. So move on.
Commenting from Dale, if all my bets win, I'm going to send Ash a check to get a decent haircut. I mean, would you believe I paid £25 for this? I mean, what is?
And would you believe out the 3 of us, it's usually me that gets pelters for my haircut. So I'm glad that someone else is getting some. So.
Yeah, it's a bad trim. Commenting from Josh, would love to see JPR1 even just run into the frame, follow this horse for years to varying degrees of success. We had the assistant trainer from Joe Tizard's there. He was saying,
I love that. Did you watch his video with his ears just pricking up and down the whole time? Yeah, good on him.
He's a lovely, really, really nice horse. Before we go on to Thursday, naps and handicaps, gents, we're playing another VT. Niall from IrishRacing.com, big shout out to him. He's had a fantastic year or so, really, with what he's been doing. The content he did with Kovac de Boers and Racecourse at the start of the season was fantastic. And he is putting forward his fancy, which I know he's been banging on about for a long time. Here is Niall.
Hi guys, hope you're keeping well. Fair play for all the work that you've done this year. Finally, it's Cheltenham Festival time. My tip is going to be Espresso Milan in the Albert Bartlett. He's probably a horse that I've talked a little bit about this season, but I just think he's one with a nice profile for the race. He won a maiden hurdle in Punchestown over 2 miles before winning again in Thurles over 2 miles 6. I think the step up and trip again will suit him. His dam was rated 140 plus, so I think he can improve once again. Just as a nice profile, and as we've seen in the Albert Bartlett for years previous, it's can be a bit of a shock of a race. So don't be surprised anyways if he's travelling home well, but he'll definitely stay, I hope. And look, fingers crossed we get him there and he has a good chance.
Lovely stuff. Espresso Milan. He actually gave me that horse very early on in the season, and I didn't back it. Of course, I didn't. Same as I didn't back Katira at 50s when I told about that horse. And he's obviously now got a nice step there. Could be an interesting one for Willie Mullins, where they are going to the race with Dr. Steinberg. Comments in here. Dale, it's just the same comment about my hair, really. What race is Hidden Crystal going? What race is Hidden Crystal going? I don't even know. Hidden Crystal's a horse. Bob Ollinger is a great each way bet, surely. Gwenny May Boy switching yards being passed around like a spliff. Tiupu better than ever. I still laugh at every time Gordon says Favre de shampoo. Yes, all insightful stuff in the comments. Thursday handicaps and naps. I'll come to you, Lee.
Okay, I'm trying to think of going. What is your definitely?
Definitely. Yeah, he says definitely a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I like. What do I bloody like? Not much.
Jack Richards. You like a couple with Meet by seeing Jordan's Cross?
Yeah, Meet Me By the Sea, but it's been hammered in. I think Johnny Dineen, Lydia, Hislop, every man these bloody dogs on Meet Me By the Sea, but good weight, and yeah, it's got a fair chance. Which one else did I mention, Ash? Sorry.
Jordan's Cross for the Honeyball.
Yeah, just the course form from the last day and was going well when tipped up a few runs back at the course as well. I think that's a fair, a player there. Be correct. Last time out, yeah, I don't mind Jordan's Cross each way. At a reasonable price, but people by the sea probably be tough to kick out the frame on them weights. But every man these dogs on it. The mare's hurdle, isn't it? Mare's novice, sorry.
Mare's novice, yeah.
Yeah, I've been harping on about this Carrickmorna Spruce for a while now. I know Johnny Dineen, say he's got a good chance, so I'm glad to see Johnny's on. I think it's the fair each way price in the race. Look, you've got Bambino Fever, done nothing wrong. She's champion bumper winner, which is working out cracking. But Carrickmorna Spruce, won the bump at Punchestown Festival, has formed with Bambino Fever in them bumpers, was against the boys and been running grade ones, was second in a grade one, would have been third behind Talk the Talk, who was obviously Frank the Form at the DRF. I just think she's got a solid each way play, and she's a fair old price still. I think 10s or something still. Carrickmorna Spruce. What else we got on the Thursday?
Kim Muir, you say you don't really fancy too much in the Kim Muir, so
Nah.
I think that's really it, isn't it? Patems.
Patems horse. I come down on a couple. Absolutely dying has been working away there. Probably fair chance as well. But turn the lights down low. I seen Frank Hickey put it up and says nobody will be on this. Well, Frank, I was on early doors on our show. That's why you got to watch our show. Turn the lights down low. Still 50-1. You can get 4 places. You'll get extra on the day. I'd take them extra concessions. They're going to sneak in. I think there's 24, top of my head, can run. 28 on the list is turn the lights down low.
Yes. Yeah.
If I'm right. Thanks, Ash. So hopefully gets into the race. Freddie Keithley could take off, the extra $1 there. And they've been aiming for this race. I did speak to Belinda Keithley. So, yeah, I think turn the lights down low has got a good chance and qualified for the race behind Kiki Joe, who had won the track and beat Supremely West a couple of times, especially at that Sandown run. So, yeah, turn the lights down low is a massive price as well. I think that's all the races for Thursday, is it?
Yes, it is. A couple of comments in here, and they're on the same line. 6 Mile Bridge for Fergal to finally get that festival winner. 6 Mile Bridge, always underestimating the market. Can see him running a big race. I was on a preview panel with Fergal O'Brien. I tried to convince him to run 6 Mile Bridge in the Brown Advisory. He's having none of it. But I think that means he thinks he's got well handicapped horse here, 6 Mile Bridge. I'll tell you, the toughest race of the week. Actually, there's probably a couple. Martin Pipe and Jack Richards for different reasons. Martin Pipe's not a good race. And the Jack Richards is an absolute humdinger this year. What a race that is. A genuinely fantastic race. I probably tentatively give Regent Stroll a chance and Jordan's Cross a chance, but I know that Ben Pauling is so confident that Meet Me By the Sea run a big race, and 6 Mile Bridge is a good horse. It's a great one, winner race 150. So it's a fantastic race. Never to get really too stuck into, in my opinion. Kiki Joe for the Patems is a comment come in from Josh. The last performance at Cheltenham was an absolute joy to watch. Harry, Thursday, what do you fancy?
Cabral de Matan is my best bet of the day.
Any handicaps?
But look, I think it's wide open. I think the worst price favourite of the week is Jericho de Repine in the Kim Muir. I cannot have him for the life of me. Then people saying, it's been a plan, but some horses just don't take to fencing and chasing, and I think he is one. He should have won at Canton.
Not every plan comes together.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. So that's Cabral de Matan would be for me in the Patems. It's hard to kind of get away from
Cabral de Matan in the Patems.
Yeah, well, no, he's definitely not in the Patems. In the Stayers, sorry, but in the Patems, I do think what they're saying about this Supremely West, like they are. This horse
it ran like a bloody drain, though. Like they're taking the.
It has, but you if you go back to the Cheltenham run. When it was desperate. The money that came down for that horse before the off was serious. Like it was smashed off the boards. at the race course. And yeah, there's certainly something going on. They're not then they certainly know how to ready one for the festival, put it that way, and the money's come.
I hope he gets lapped. I really do.
Yeah, well, look, it's one of those things. Yeah, well, look, sometimes
They look. Here's my opinion. They've campaigned him smartly. If I was a trainer, I'd do something very similar.
Absolute mick out of people. If he wins, it's a fucking joke. They've took the mick. I tell you what, my lad's 50s and he's already beat him fair and square. So there you go.
If I was a trainer, which God help us all, but I'd probably campaign a horse similarly. If I wanted to win a race, you've got to give us the best chance.
Yeah, of course you would. You want to win at the festival, but you've took the absolute mick. What about the rest of the punters that have backed them the other 3 times? Howie?
Yeah, I suppose it comes with the territory, I suppose, at the same time. Harry, anything else?
No, Cabral de Matin, mate, for me, nap of the day.
Lovely. I'll just spin through some handicaps. I think Supreme has got a good chance in the Patems. I won't back him; he's too short. So I will back a couple of others away from him. Electric Mason's one, similar form lines, but I think Chris Gordon knows what he's got in his hands. He's put him away since the Haydock run, not to ruin his mark of 139. I think he could be a very interesting horse in the Patems, so I give him a chance at 10s. And at the same race, if the ground keeps going the way it's going, Duke Silver must have a chance for Joseph. Ran a good race at Christmas when winning. Disappointed since, but he's raced 133. I think he's got a good chance if he gets in. So, and he will get in because they get first refusal, won't they, the winners? So, Patems, I'd probably side with two of them. Kim Muir, completely with you. I don't want Jericho to rep on side. He's probably one of my lays of the festival. And I'm with Prens Garde Trois here for Gornelia. They had this entered in the big staying race today. Was it a Nace? Didn't go, so I had to come here. I think it's a tough race, and it's also like a race that the Irish love, and Gordo loves to send one too. But I think Prens Garde Trois could just be the interesting one. People say he wants further than this. I actually think he's got a bit of toe about him. Like, he won over 2.5 miles at Nace. He did it nicely. Yes, it was on heavy ground, but he's got enough toe. But he is a proper stayer. He will stay on longer than anything. And I thought he ran a nice race at Punchestown last time out when maybe not getting the most conscientious ride in the world. So I thought he'd have a chance in the Kim Muir Mares Novice. Really quite sweet on Echoing Silence for Henry de Bromhead. I think she had a fantastic year and she's full of ability. I give her a good chance, but also alongside Carrickmorton Spruce, who I give a definite shout to you there, Lee. Just seen Carrickmorton Spruce got new owners, victorious forever.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I didn't notice it at first. I don't know how long ago that is, but it's been recently bought. Carrickmorton Spruce. She must have went for a pretty penny, I suppose.
Yeah, incredible. That's they have loads of flat horses, so I'm surprised to see them throwing up one.
I was thinking, is that them? I didn't know, but yeah.
Yeah, interesting. You've said naps, Harry, with Cabral de Matin. I probably would be with Cabral de Matin as the nap, but just to go elsewhere, if people are playing sort of nap tricksies on our selections, first of all, you clearly have too much money. Second of all, Dream on Baby for the Mare's Hurdle. Lee.
Can we double up Wood who and Factor Fail?
Sure.
There you go, because I just think them are too sure. If you want a big price one, that Carrickmorton, I suppose I find that hard to keep out of the frame.
Yeah, I see a lot of people going for Kim Rock in the Kim Muir. Even Joe's on it here. Sorry, Joe, you've been really pleasing me all evening, but I can't agree with you on Kim Rock. There's nothing about his season that said to me he wants a trip. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Kim Rock, Kim Muir for Joe. Should we play another VT in, gentlemen, ahead of Friday? It is Gold Cup day. Plenty of people have Gold Cup chances and Gold Cup opinions. One man who is quite confident about his Gold Cup chance is Mr. Ben Pauling. He speaks about the Jukebox Man, as well as Handstands, who's running the Ultima, who he at one stage thought was as good as the Jukebox Man, and he's running in a handicap.
I firmly believe this horse will stay. In fact, I actually would suggest he's going to be much more effective over this trip than he would be a sharp 3 miles round Kempton. I think from the back of 3 out, I honestly thought he'd go and win the King George as it was panning out by 2 or 3 relatively comfortably. And between the back of 3 out and to the last, they didn't just gain on us. He was behind again. And it was only his tenacity and will to win that got his head back in front of the line. It wasn't because he was, a speedy horse that just took off. That was asking every question you possibly could of the horse, and he somehow came up with the answers. I just think he's back, and I had him down last year as an equal to the Jukebox Man the whole way through the season. In fact, Handstands had by far the best form. You know, he's beaten Django Bai in the Sydney Banks. He's beaten him in the Scilliars. Django Bai's 9-2 for a Gold Cup, and we're 100-1. I'm not saying we're going to go to the Gold Cup because I think it's a competitive race. And there's a lot of people that say, oh, Benny's a 2.5 miler. I think I've entered him in the National because I think he's incredibly well handicapped, and I think he'll stay all day. All his best form's over 2.5, but I honestly think he'll stay as far as you want him to stay. I think he needs to, wherever he goes, he's just got to jump and travel.
Gold Cup Day. It is one of the great days of the racing calendar. Kicks off with the Triumph Hurdle. It's an interesting race this year with obviously what was the horse name? Narciso Haas. But there are interesting horses from Willie Mullins' yard, notably Proactive. Maestro Conti is in there at 7s. Proactive is 130. Also got Manila Study in there at 7s. Bigger prices. The rest, Willie Mullins. Will he win the race, Harry? He's got a couple of darts with Proactive. Selma de Veri might go to the race. Is Willie Mullins just the one to go to here, even though he's had a disrupted Triumph Hurdle prep with no Narciso Haas?
You know, he's got more than a few darts. He's got about 10 in there, and he did it last year as well. Well, you know, what was it? How many did he have in there? Was it 11?
Yeah, 11.
11, yeah.
Crazy.
Look, Proactive is, you know, top of the market. I think from what we saw at Fairy House, where he beat Macho Man, he beat him fair and square, I thought, and he looked like a very good horse. There's a horse in there that finished second to him at O'Toy, beaten 6 lengths, and he hasn't been seen since then, if I'm right in saying. It was back in September last year. He's with Willie Mullins. He's running in the Jimmy DeSoy colours. I can't think of the owner. The red and white with the red cap and the black diamonds. Apollon de Charny, that's 33-1. Be interested to see how that horse gets on. But honestly, Ash, not a huge opinion in the Triumph for me, mate.
Fair enough. I'm clearly having camera issues. So, Lee, Triumph Hurdle. Well, I sort out why my phone keeps slipping off this well-designed stand I've got. What do you fancy?
I think that Proactive will win it, to be honest. I don't have a strong opinion. It's not a race I actually like, to be honest. Sometimes it's a minefield. I don't actually like them. Any of them could improve, you know, plenty for this type of race as well. I have no strong opinion. I was on. I fancied. Sorry, I didn't actually get on early doors, but I think I had it in like an accumulator, whatever Narcisco has. But I would have had a good bet on him. But no strong opinion. I think Proactive probably win it. Sam Adair done nothing wrong the last day, finishing second in the Grade 1 to Narcisco has. But I don't know where I'm at with it, and I don't know where I'm at with half of them anyway. So yeah, I'll take Proactive if I was forced, but I'm not.
You're not, that's for sure. Ryan Hobbs, Macho Man price will collapse when Paul is jocked up, and he has a big chance. Factify boost 4-5 on Hills. That could be interesting if anyone has a Hills account and wants to get in there.
That's like spending money in the street, that.
Charlie, who obviously was very keen on our selection of Break My Soul, Lee, was looking for Break My Soul in the Coral Cup and took 10 minutes to find out she's running in the Grand Annual. But we've all been there. We've all been there. I told you that the Coral Cup was giving me a headache. Yeah, that would make sense. Try and vote a tricky. I tentatively sided with Manila Study. I thought he was very good in the Triumph Trial. I know the Triumph Trial doesn't have a great record in the Triumph itself, but he's done well this season. Had a little bit of a setback in early the year, so they gave him a bit of a rest and brought him back nicely. I think he's an easy enough horse to get fit, and with everything that Adam Nicol has at home and like the training facilities with the beach and everything like that,
Beautiful.
he is beautiful near the Bamborough Castle, your neck of the woods, Lee, or near your neck of the woods anyway. And I just think the training facilities he's got there is very easy to get horses fit because it's all natural and it's all like, you know, deep sand and everything. So yeah, I think that Melissa's got a chance, and on a form line with Maestro Conti, he's got better form because he smashed up One Horse Town much easier than what Maestro Conti did, and also he beat Manila Study that day, who I think's got a chance in the Fred Winter. So I'd be with Manila Study, but there's definitely.
I was just going to help anyone who's playing the bingo card tonight, and I'll say it. If he was trained by anybody else, There you go. Tick that off the bingo card.
And there's a line. Well done. Yeah, he probably would be shorter. Yeah, you're not wrong. But I suppose these Triumph Trial
Do you
horses
fancy
tend to
Ames,
be.
Ash?
That's
for
what I
the-
was going to ask you, Ash, because Ames and Winston Jr.
I think Ames probably is on the list at a bigger price. I might just cover him off because you kind of have to on that Wensleydale form. I see Sean Bowen's jocked up as well, and James Owen got a run into him on the flat to get him fit. So, yeah, probably is on the short list, but I probably will cover him off. But I just probably fancy Winston Jr. a touch more. Yeah, you've had. Harry, you said what have you said on the Triumph? Have you said anything for the Triumph? I can't remember.
Yeah, move on. It's nothing really much from it, mate.
There you go. One of the windy races then. Albert Bartlett, gents. We can have an opinion on this then, can't we? Because Dr. Steinberg's topping the market, and he is a horse who I'm definitely in the camp of, and had we all like to mention anti-post bets we've had during the night. I'll mention mine. Probably the biggest win would be Dr. Steinberg, and I've got him in a double with Le de Sud. So if they win, then I'll see you in Benidorm. 3-1, the Devil You Know, 4s, Spinning a Yarn, 12s, Espresso Milan, 12s, who's the fancy Niall Tierney, who had the video on earlier. No drama, this end's priced up. He's not going to go here. The Passing Wife was supplemented 14s, Kazansi 16s, Cryptic Jim, I think is going to go here, 20s. Lee, what's your opinion on the Steinberg? Is he too keen?
You'll get eaten alive in Benidorm, you know that.
Yeah,
I've got more chance of me being somewhere else than you being in Benidorm. Anyways, but you're more than welcome to join. Close. Yeah, I think Dr. Steinberg wing, and I was impressed by that. Not a lot of people did a lot, wrong, and still kind of won. He was free as a bird, but yeah, I thought that was solid. I thought he powered through the lane. I'm happy to take him, and I think the Devil You Know has got a huge chance as well. And look, they're both shortened in now, but you could couple them for what are the fours a piece or whatever now? Are
they? What, to back both of them?
I can't remember what they are. Are
they 3-1 Steinberg and 9-2 Devil You Know.
Right.
Or
not like Johnny Dineen, like he's like Rain Man and stuff like that. But I can't remember what the couple is, but you can couple them up. I see the point for Espresso Milan, what Niall mentioned. Then you've got, there's a few in there like lurking, but yeah, I'm happy at the top of the market. I know it's easy to say the bloody favourite, but I don't think the good doctor done anything wrong the last year.
It must be something like 7-4 or something like that to back both.
Oh, I'm moving house. Literally, this is me last night in my house. My head's mashed. I couldn't work it out if you even give us an hour, to be honest.
It must be something like that, because you then, say you did £10 a pair, then you just sort of placing 20 to win 40. I don't know. Probably something like 7-4. So Steinberg for you, Lee. Steinberg for me, I would just say that would I back him at 3-1? I'm unsure. I probably would side with no and let him run. And the one that I would be backing at this stage, if I hadn't got an anti-post bet on, would be Spinning a Yarn. Thought been very impressive this season. Really, really impressed by what he did last time out. I could see him being a massive improvement for the Bartlett as well. And I'd give Spinning a Yarn a bit of a chance, 12s each way alongside the Stein. Harry, can you make it a full house with the Stein?
Sort of.
What does that mean? How?
No, Spinning the Arm will be my play in this. Okay. I think at 12-1. That's what I was kind of alluding to, because I know you just mentioned, but I think 12-1. It was interesting that, watching a few previews that I have, this horse has been spoken about quite a lot. And it being such a big price, all he did at Punchestown last time was stay. Obviously, he got beaten by Parnell Street in his maiden hurdle, but he put him to the sword last time out at Punchestown. Now, Parnell Street did come out today and finish third, so in a grade 3, I think. Didn't exactly frank the form massively, but I just think at one of the it's a windy race. This Dr. Steinberg is, it looks to be the class act in the race, but I just think Spinning the Yarn could be the each way angle in here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Friday naps, people, get them in the comments down below. And also, we'll be getting into this. Get your naps of the week and lays of the week in the comments below, and we'll be talking about them after the Cheltenham Gold Cup, which we'll go straight on to now. We've heard the comments of Ben Pauling earlier on the show there, talking about the Jukebox Man. He is, as I look on Odds Checker right now, collating all the prices, the joint fav with Gaelic Warrior at 4-1. Django Bay at 9-2. Harry, I will come to you in a second because I know where you're thinking is 15-2, and you slightly alluded to that earlier when speaking about the JP horses. Haiti Claus 8, Great Dawnings 14, Spillans Tower 16s, Envoy LM. What a story that would be if he won. 28, Affadale Fury 33s. Harry, I know who you like. You put him up in the series, the Jukebox Man. You've been with him, to be fair, since his Foss last maiden hurdle. It's been a long road, and you're at the top of the mountain, the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Does he win?
Oh, yeah, I really bloody hope he does, Ash, mate. It's, you know, what a story it is. People crabbing on saying Harry Redknapp's been a lucky owner. I think what he's doing, and he's putting his hard-earned money into the game, and it's so good to see that he's got a top horse like this. I was so glad that he won the King George because it didn't look likely jumping the last. He was actually the slowest jump in the last out of the 4 that finished in that heap. But I really, really do think he's got a huge chance. All he does is stay. He should have won the Albert Bartlett, but he started pricking his ears. I can't imagine Ben Jones will be. I don't think Ben Jones is even on him. I think Keelan Woods rode him when he finished second in the Albert Bartlett. But Ben Jones is, you know, he's unbeaten on it. He clearly knows the horse like the back of his hand. He's just this big talent, and I really hope he does. I think Django Bay will finish second. I think the British have got a real strong hand. I think Gaelic Warrior is, for me, like many other people have said this week as well, he's going to need a miracle to come round, and the way that he runs, his running style, I think he's going to need all of the cars to fall right. And I just think it's so deep in class. Say again?
Are you on about Gaelic Warrior there?
Yeah, I think he is. He's going to need.
Shut up, man.
Look, he is.
He's okay, look. Miracle. He's got a huge chance. No. He's the winner.
Look, what I was saying, I'm not denying that he's got the class to be it, but I think the way that he's going to be ridden, like he showed at Leopardstown last time out, he was pulling his head off like a freight train, and I think he's going to need some luck. I personally, I think the Jukebox Man is going to be handy away. I think he'll win. The two of those at the top of the market, I fancy the Jukebox Man. I think Django Bay will run well as well.
There you go. Return serve, Lee. Django Bay is, well, Jukebox Man for Harry, but he's slandering the Gaelic. That must hurt you.
Poor Gary. Yeah, I love Gaelic Warrior. I've harped on about him from day one as well. Harry has been a big fan for the Duke from day one, but Gary is my pal from day one. Won the Arkle. I have no hesitations to take him on the track as well. And Ruby and Patrick both says this course will suit him better. The Gold Cup, they're always they've got that inside rail, peg him in about 2 or 3 back. I think it's about like 3 back or whatever it is. Settle him in. Honestly, I really do think he's got a huge chance. I'm all over Gaelic Warrior. And I think the danger is the Jukebox Man. And I think that King George form will be to the fore. And I think that's what they'll play out with. I don't mind Django Bay at all, but he's not my selection. But I don't mind him at all. But yeah, won't get close to Gaelic Warrior, says Finn Dog. Finn Dog, that's why I like you. Tell him how it is. Gaelic Warrior will win the Gold Cup. Really sweet on a mash.
Yeah, plenty of comments about Gaelic Warrior as well. I'm surprised he has so many fans, to be honest.
Tin of worms there, Ash.
Smuggled up the rail. That's what he'll do. Smuggled up the rail. It'd be like what won the Kentucky? Mind That Bird won the Kentucky Derby? Right up the rail. Do you remember that or not?
Probably before I was watching the Kentucky Derby.
No, you weren't. It was only about 6 years ago or something. Maybe it's Max. Mind That Bird. Calvin Burrell, and he was nicknamed Burrell because he reeled all the way around. That's what they'll do with him. He'll win it.
There you are. Shouts from Josh. Would laugh if we have an absolute belting Gold Cup on paper and something like Firefox wins. Jamie Codd, the Cod Master.
Yeah, I saw that.
Firefox.
Yeah.
What?
The Cod Master put up Firefox.
Oh, look, he's still living on that. The big slip, man. Like, he's...
I tell you, if he jumps off Lebec, this thing has got so much ability.
Your impressions tonight are great.
What else have we got? Django under the Nico drive up the hill. Does Nico have a drive? Can see
As a driver,
Django.
he definitely will have a driver.
He's fair the night that squad.
Can Django and Jukebox can see Django and Jukebox driving away and get it cruising around them. Jukebox will be legless up the hill as Firefox and Envoy go to go by him.
Hey,
Nice.
shout out to NYLN though, Ash. Like, how are you?
Yeah.
Some horse here, mini.
Oh, some horse. He's just an absolute dude, isn't he? Absolute dude. Beauty. Like he's an absolute like specimen of a horse as well. This looks beautiful.
The record I seen on RTV put the record of all these races at Cheltenham, and you know, like, just good luck to them because he's going to go bow out after this.
Do you know the one day I backed him?
When he fell?
Yes, when he fell. He was in absolutely every single multiple. And I went in for
a huge amount.
Oh, mate, it was horrid. I went in for an A-level exam, right, having put him in all the multiples. I think I had a good day the day before, and I thought, this thing will win. And just before the A-level exam started, I went to the toilet, and I was like, I'll watch a little bit of it. And I was like, where's Envoy LN? I was like, why is Shamblu leading this race? Where's Envoy gone?
Was that the race where Skelton got an absolute load of... Well, he got
House won, didn't he?
Chantry House won it, yeah. And then Chantry House went on to Aintree and should have been beaten by a Kim Bailey horse whose name completely escapes me. But then the horse fell, and then it went to.
Does he know?
No, it was Espoir de Rome. Where have I found that name from?
Yes, that's right.
Where have I found that from?
Just quickly remember the lad as well. He on that Envoy LN run. He had the big bet going on, remember, and he took part of the cash out and he let some ride, and it cost him a fair difference as well.
Really? I didn't know
it was like 100 grand or something difference.
Jesus. Also, I can't believe it. That was the one day I was on anyway. There's a trip down memory road.
You put this last comment in there. This is a good one.
If Enfield wins the Gold Cup, having a sex change. Fair enough, Joker. Does Splanstow have an each way chance, or has the ground gone against him? I think his day was probably Cotswold.
He's got absolutely zero chance. Move on.
I don't agree. I think he'll be like if you can get the 4 places, he'd be like maybe he's a 4th place. I don't think
there's 5 or 6 that are better than him in there.
Name them.
Spalans. Oh, no, I was going to say Spalans.
Gaelic Warrior.
Jukebox. Django.
Yeah.
Grey Dawning. Fancy.
I don't think he's got a Scooby.
Haiti Colors is going to go from the front.
He'd be the one like where it's a 4th or 5th area with
actually probly Envoy LN would be another one that I'd fancy.
No, there's 3 ahead of him. I think have got a solid chance, but one of them is likely to fall out. I think he'd be played.
And I've not even mentioned. Did I mention another way you're thinking in there?
No.
How can you back him though?
You can't. You physically cannot. You cannot back him. But I think
you know what you should back. Supremely Western. I know the way you're thinking double because
the evil, the devil double,
the piss take a double. That's what they
are. Remember when Delta Work got booed back into Cheltenham? I recken that would be tenfold.
But I don't get this though. Like if it was a handicapper or something like that, you'd sort of get it. But I know the way you're thinking. Like Jesus.
Yeah, what you're doing.
Langadan, you knew what the target was going to be. They were trying to get the handicap mark down. Well, unless they're going for the national or something with this horse, then I don't get it. I really don't get it because
I think it's probably just about like not ruining the horse as such and not leaving his race elsewhere. But I also think he just genuinely hasn't been. He just hasn't been right. Hasn't been right all season, so couldn't fancy him. Anyway, my fancy for the Gold Cup. I'm on a similar train of thought to both of you, really, taking bits and pieces of you. Jukebox Man and Django Bay are my selections. I think I actually have come around to the idea of being quite strong on this opinion as well, to be honest. I think that Jukebox and Django have got so much untapped potential. It's unreal. And I think Jukebox is slightly like Kicking King when they sort of thought he wouldn't stay a Gold Cup, having showed so much class and won a King George and everything like that. And I think that Jukebox has got so much ability. He's a lovely frame of a horse, but I don't see why he wouldn't get the trip. And I think he's got a fantastic chance. I'll back him, but also Django. Just have a vision in my head of him travelling down the hill, probably a little bit off the bit, but just absolutely staying on, going around the bend, jumping 2 out and winging up the hill, really. So I'm going to back both of them. And Gaelic Warrior, to be honest, like I see the Casely, he's a class, really real class horse. But did I look at the Irish Gold Cup and think he wanted an extra trip in Cheltenham? I don't know. Like I don't really think I did. So I think he's good.
When you stayed past the Gold Cup, two-time Gold Cup winner when he was staying on.
Yeah, but I thought Galloping was going backwards that day. To be honest, like I don't think it was him going forwards.
But look, through your argument, you have to say he's got a good chance for that King George form.
Yeah, I suppose he has 100%, and he really annoyed me because I thought he'd been a 3 miler for so long, and the times he's ran over 3 miles, i.e. the bowl last season, he won, didn't back him, and he nearly won the King George and didn't back him, kind of thing. So he'll go and win the Gold Cup now. I'm not going to back him, to be honest. So there we go. Just to remind people what we would like in the Gold Cup, because it's the big race of the week. Django and Jukebox for me, Lee,
and I'll take Gaelic in Jukebox,
and Harry.
I'm following you, Ash, mate. I'm going the Jukebox Man to win and Django Bay to follow.
Would you? So we could do a combination drag us there. We'll definitely have it.
There we go.
I suppose it's the front three in the market, but I think the market's got it bang on.
Yeah, I think it adds well, to be fair. Couple of comments before we go to the final bit of the show. We'd love to see the Jukebox win for connections. Have you talked about the magic carrots yet? Found that way thinking. Surprisingly, we haven't. Envoy Helen from Josh. I know way thinking will approve for the application of cash. I think people know, or definitely know, who owns the horse anyway. Yeah, just.
The money's already down for him, isn't he? Though
the money is already down, that's for sure. Gents. Final bit of the show then will be Friday handicaps and naps. Before we go into anything else, though, for Friday, final VT. One was going to think about playing it early, but we're playing it now. Dan Skelton has been quite bullish in his stable tours. I think that's fair to say. He surprised me when he said what his best chances were of the week, and it's 2 on the Friday. So let's play them in now.
I feel like this is one of our best chances of the whole week. Like, whatever beats her will win. She is absolutely flying. I'm super happy with her. This is Maestro Conti. I think has I don't want to call it an exceptional ability, because we haven't seen enough of him at his age to call him absolutely exceptional. But he has an exceptional ability that he did 2 very, very different things. He went round Kempton on decent ground and showed lots of toe. He went around Cheltenham over an extended 2 miles on soft ground and also won. Like, it's a great thing to be able to have, that you have that versatility and that talent. Not many have that. He's got course form. His training has been exceptional. His work has only got better. I feel like this is one of our best chances of the whole week. The Mare's Chase.
Are you going there with a Ryanair panic attack?
No, we're going to the Mare's Chase. Maestro Conti is one of our best chances of the week. She is the other one, I feel. She's in unbelievable form. Never, I don't know what happened this year. I don't know why she's that good. It's not like she's drinking different water or something. I just don't know why she's that good. Her form at home has been phenomenal. She looks great. Whatever beats her will win. She is absolutely flying. I'm super happy with her. Very much looking forward to it.
Dan, you've obviously got quite a decent team this year, lots of runners. I could ask the age-old question, now you're down to your best chance.
I find it hard to split Maestro and Panic Attack.
So they're your best chances?
As potentially the best chances.
Yeah, I was definitely wasn't muted there, as I was sort of echoing there as well. I was actually just reading what the updated is on news on Final Demand. Seems to be still very up in the air. But it seems like Dan Skelton is very confident on Panic Attack in the Mare's Chase, which didn't really catch me as a surprise. Maestro Conti caught me massively by surprise. Can't believe he thinks that's his best chance of the week. It wasn't really on my radar, but fair enough. Anything else, gentlemen? Lee, handicaps, naps. What else? And also, obviously, the Hunt's Chase, which isn't a handicap, but you definitely like one of that. Actually, put one up in the series.
Yeah, Panda Boy, I think, has got a good chance. Qualified with 2 good runs. Won them both. John Gleeson, his mum owns the horse. Martin Brassel's a great trainer, and he'll have a huge chance, I think, Panda Boy, in that race. There's a couple in there, but yeah, look, Panda Boy is probably the main play. What else we got? The County, I like Mercia. I think she's got a huge chance. Tell Her the Name. Went to the Skelton's, got an interesting profile as well. I think is a huge chance. I'll cross them, play them too. Mercia for Willie, and Dan has Tell Her the Name now for the Megsons. And yeah, look, them are the 2 trainers to concentrate on that race and to concentrate on the pipe as well. Grimaud, I think, has a good chance for Gordon each way in the pipe, but I do think he can't dance. I like the profile, got some solid form, third the last day, beaten fair and square, but was miles clear of the rest of the field. You know, they were well strung out. I think he can't dance. Might be an interesting one for Gordon, but I'd pay Grimaud as well in a couple of Gordons in the pipe because it's a race he definitely targets. I like Panic Attack each way. I think Dino Blue will be hard to beat, but I think Panic Attack is the each way play and she'll run a good race as well, Ash.
Very good.
Sorry, my nap on that day.
Yeah.
I think I'll take Panda Boy, Ash. I really sweet.
Very good. Good, strong team there. And you found a couple in the pipe, and I definitely haven't got too strong an opinion in the pipe. So hopefully one of them go well for the Irish and Gordo, who always have a good chance in the pipe. Get your naps of the week in and lays of the week in the comments, and we'll read them out. We've got a couple already. It's from Jason. Nap of the week, the new lion. Lay of the week, Lossiemouth. That could be a big winning race or a big losing race for Jason. Each way poke could be Wellington Ark in the cup. Jack is on Django Bay's the nap. Nap of the week is Meeting by the Sea. Lay of the week is Chipu. We've got Dot Steinberg will be too good. Nap of the day. Any other comments coming in? Carbo in the county's a shout from Macca. I'm sure Maestro Conti will be a certainty for the county hurdle in the not too distant future. Probably not the worst shout in the world. Carbo going to hose up under Townend when Townend jumps on for the county. Stormheart and Mercia doubles will feed families. Secret Squirrel for the county. That's like your burner account, isn't it, Harry? Oh, it actually is Mark as well putting it forward. So similar lines. Dino Blue nap. Harry, Friday, what else?
Look, I think Dino Blue kind of in the mayor's chase. I understand what Dan Skelton's saying, but Dino Blue's been to the last 4 festivals. Now, albeit the first one that she went, she was beaten at a short prize in the mayor's novice, I think. And then she was obviously second in the, that could have been the pipe actually, where she was, no, it was the Grand Annual, my bad.
Yeah.
Then the rain came on that Friday and she finished second by Limerick Lace. And she finally got her ground, I felt last year, and it looks like it's going to be the same sort of thing this year. I think she's going to take all the beating, regardless of what Dan Skelton says. But it is great that we have got his footage in there. So Dino Blue would probably be my most likely winner of that race, and then I've got to stick with my nap. The Jukebox Man, go on in the big one, the Gold Cup, and hopefully he can do the business.
Yeah, you've been quite confident on him for a while, to be fair. So I'll give you that. You're very, very strong on him. Myself, I don't really have too strong in the county. Just a couple of bits. Sinatra is apparently very babyish, so I wouldn't be keen on him in the county at all for Dan Skelton. And I feel like a lot of people will be.
That's surprising though, because he's had about 45 runs this year since December, hasn't he? Like,
yeah, I think
counts every week.
They've kind of just gone to get him in the race, having had like Live Conti and the other go awry. The Tell of the Name was given a good shout by Dan on his press morning. Could be potentially one for Aintree, maybe, if it's obviously first run for the yard, first run for 148 days, so maybe. But I think they definitely think there's a big handicap in him. And Mercy I couldn't have in a million years. I don't think she's got much of a chance. Dino Blue's probably got a great chance in the mayor's chase. I'll be with her. What else we got? Oh, Hunter Chase. One I'm really strong on in this actually. It is
Barton Snow.
It is Barton Snow, 16-1. Really fancy him. Like, he's the best UK Hunter Chaser, I think. Like, and I've been talking to a couple of people on here just who would have a bit more of a knowledge on Hunter Chase form. He's good enough to win over 2 miles. He won over 2 miles at Cheltenham at the Hunter Chase meeting. He's got Viro Flay form, who's now with Paul Nicholls and running in the mid 130s, low 140s, and nearly beat it on the line in Punchtown. I think he's got a fantastic chance. If he handles Cheltenham, which I think is definitely something to question, then I think he's got a fantastic chance. If he handles Cheltenham over this trip, I think he's got a fantastic chance, Barton Snow. And in the pipe, nothing I really attach myself onto too strongly. The only thing I'll say is you like a Keatley horse earlier in the weekly with Turn the Lights Down Low in the Thames. De Tomps on Tomps at 33-1 wouldn't have the worst chance in the world now if he got in. He's number 43. So
won at the Cheltenham before.
Yeah, he won at Cheltenham before. I just think he's maybe been lined up towards this because Freddie Keatley has been on him the whole time, so he gets to ride the horse. A good third at Ascot last time out. Was given a bit of a bad ride at Cheltenham in November when losing, but also won in October when nearly coming down. So I think to Thompson,
Just
if
a
he
quick
gets
one.
in,
Just a quick one on
got a
him,
chance.
Ash. I've got a line for you from Martin Keatley.
Tell me he wins.
Of the 2 races, I prefer to run him in the Martin Pipe. He's in great form, a course winner, and had a good prep race at Ascot last time out, finished a close third in a very competitive hurdle.
He wins then. He's an absolute certainty.
The Thompson, yeah.
Nap of the day would probably be Steinberg in the Bartlett. Couple of comments in Nap covered a matter for sure. Manganese, dark horse, not sure where it'll run though. Funnily enough, I was having some beers last night, ran into someone who knows the yards. Is it Max Comley's yards for Manganese? Said they had a chance, but I don't know how much I believe him because we were all having beers.
I fancied Manganese for the Fred Winter and wasn't declared. Wasn't in or didn't get in or whatever.
Oh really? Is she got an entry for the count for the Triumph or?
I don't.
Yeah, she has. She has.
Yeah,
okay.
but I don't know if that was the original plan.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the plan, was it? It probably was the Fred Winter. So that would be something to consider, definitely. Nap, Doctor, I'm on at a big price. Well done, guys. Entertaining and fun. And I'll see if I can sort the Coral Cup out. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Anto's on Django Bay. Khan Funnock each way for the Hunters. Findog seems to have a fantastic record in Hunter Chase. Remember, he put some up huge prices going back.
Yeah, was it? I can't remember, some sick. It was some sick price, wasn't it? Like 66.
Yeah, it was the day he backed Favois for the
Premier
county
Magic.
as well.
Premier Magic. That was the horse. Yeah,
Premier Magic, yeah, that's it.
Remember.
Been following to Thompson since he talks to. He's an interesting customer to say the least. Yeah, very good. People fancied Live Conti massively for the county, and Mercia laughed at him at Aintree last year. I suppose so. Right, gents, it's now time for our naps and everything. So we'll go nap of the week. We'll then put together, I think, which would be fun for everyone following, an each way lucky 15. So obviously that's 4 selections, but we can all agree on surely 1 combined selection and then 3 of our individual ones. But I'm going to start with your lays of the week. What's the one horse you absolutely cannot have, Mr. Harold Beard?
Jericho de Repine is the worst priced favourite. He will not win.
Thank you. Mr. Racing Lee.
I was debating whether to say FU to Harry or FU to the Skeltons. I was going to say
You can say but to both.
I was going to say
Harry and
Skelton, but Supremely West, yeah, F them. I hope it doesn't win.
And do you actually also just like away from that, you just don't think it's got a chance?
I just if I have to, Ash, I can only go from what I've seen.
Yeah,
and from what I've seen, it's not run. It's not lift the leg. Same with I know the way you're thinking. Stumptown has got an obvious chance. I just don't personally fancy him. But whereas them two in Supremely West, I can't have him, and I've got to back him off form, not just off. Oh well, we've plotted the race way and blah blah blah.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I probably agree with you on Jericho, but I'll put up a different one. I will go for Romeo Coolio in the Brown Advisory. I don't fancy him too much.
Okay.
Naps of the week, gentlemen. I suppose we'll go just naps of the week because then this could be shorter prices, and then we'll go for your each way lucky 15 selection. So, Lee, back to you. What is the one horse this week that will be top of the tree, top of the list, won't be losing?
What prices we're doing here? Sorry,
just any. This is anything. This is anything.
Yeah, this is anything. Are we doing an each way one as well or not?
Yeah. Each way lucky 15.
Okay, so Marshborough will win.
Okay. Harry.
Stumptown
will win. I'll go for. I can't go against him, can I? Really. Steinberg in the Bartlett. Back to you, Harry. Each way lucky 15 horse.
Well, I was thinking of this, Ash, and I know we've kind of, me and you have definitely come in an agreement with Blaze the Way. He was going to be my one anyway. I think he's a massive price, so I'm gonna stick with him as one, and I'm happy for you boys to you two to kind of roll off with a couple of your own then. So Poneros, not Poneros, absolutely fucking not Poneros. Blaze the Way in the Ultimate on the Tuesday would be my each way play.
Thank you very much, Lee.
I'll say Panda Boy in the Hunt. I think I'll go.
No,
but I'll change if you want.
No, I've got others. It's fine.
No, I'm happy to change. I tell you what, because I'll back you up. You go with. Are you going to go with the Hunters, and I'll go with one you fancy?
Yeah, I like Panda Boy, not Panda Boy. I like Barton Snow. Barton Snow. Yeah.
Barton Snow. I tell you what, cocktail the van in the the Browns. Okay.
No, we can all agree on that. Yeah, perfect.
So is that our agreed horse? Are we saying Cocktail de Van's our agreed horse?
Cocktail de Van is the horse, and
Okay.
Well, then I'll go with something.
Yeah, come on, Lee, give us one.
Just give us 3.
Carrickmorna Spruce, I think, has got a huge each way chance at a big price in the mare's novice.
Very good. So if anyone wants, Harry, what are you doing? If you got 2 seconds, have you?
I'll do it now. Yeah.
Cocktail de Van, Barton Snow, Carrickmorna Spruce, and yours, Harry, was
Blaze the Way.
Blaze the Way.
Ash, them 4 just yours as well, aren't they?
Yeah. what a leech show lucky 50. That is absolute touch for me. That is blimey. I'll run some comments while Harry gives us a price there. Thank you, by the way. Was my nap? It was Steinberg, but
I just want to remember. I'll have a little few quid on each of them. I feel like it's like when Marine National and Jazzy Matty won last season, and I didn't have the double on. You know, I think we need to put them on, don't?
I think so.
Sorry,
And
so we'll do the each way one first, then. So we'll go on to the Tuesday, and that is the Ultimate.
You work that out. I'll run some comments, Harry.
Yeah. All right.
His brain runs so slowly, ladies and gentlemen. We could have been here till the start of the Supreme for him to get this hacker on. Poneros Nap of the Week from Harvey. Johnny Who in the Ultima. What was that, Lee?
Harvey, give it up.
Mark Bamford, Johnny Who in the Ultima, laid out since last season. Get your comments in. We're going to be finishing up soon. And by the way, thank you very much for all the support. This has gone very well, and it seems like people are really enjoying it views wise. Mighty Park Lay of the Week from Findog. Woof. And that's not just because he's a dog. It's incredible. Frame of a horse though. I loved him. The Mortgage, Wife, Kids, Dog, Bollocks a lot on El Kairos. Gamma responsibly.
I'll give you an idea of who that is without even looking. Joe Tunnicliffe,
it is. It's your mate, Joe. Birds of a Feather for Max Comley is an absolute nutter, correct? That was the horse that delayed the bumper yesterday by about 20 minutes because she couldn't get pulled up. Get some more comments in, people. Great show. Well done, lads. Thank you very much.
I forgot the last one. I've got Barton Snow. I've got Carrickmorna Spruce and Blaze the Way. Cocktail de Van. That was the one, right?
Air of Entitlement, Martin Pipe.
It's got a chance. That was Pete's selection, remember?
Yes, definitely. So, got a chance. Great pod, guys. Enjoyed Cheltenham. Thank you very much. We'll all be at Cheltenham at some stage, won't we? We're all doing a few days.
What days are you coming to Benidorm, lads?
I think I've missed my flight, unfortunately. I've just remembered.
Okay, so with William Hill, gents, it's a 28,423 to 1 fourfold.
Is that
there? You go.
There we go.
If William Hill bollocks, they'll give us 50,000 to 1.
Yeah, I know, but no, it's
there you go. There's the each way lucky 15. And would you plug the threefold in there, Harry, before we end, or?
Yeah, I'm clearing the selections now.
Madgeborough, Steinberg, and Unapt. What do you know?
Stumpy.
Stumptown. There you go.
Yeah, go on the Stumptown.
Spindlebury, Karma Waters must have been told, lads. I guess. Geez, Harry, hate to see you getting a bet on just they're about to go off.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, it's harder work than usual. I mean, I've not got my glass. 30 to 1. 30 to 1 treble base.
Can't believe you've given Harry that job. I can't believe you gave him a job full stop, Mark. So
very good from you, Ashley.
Panic Attack will not beat Dino Blue. I think that's enough of this live stream and the Cheltenham chat. It's now just about what happens on the track out there. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Share it about. This will be live on YouTube if you missed anything afterwards. So go watch it back if you want to see any views from Paul Nicholls, Joe Tizard, Dan Skelton, Ben Pauling. We had Niall Tierney from IrishRacing.com. We had Johnny Dineen. We had Pete. We had loads of opinions in there. Joel Parkinson with 2 nice chances on the Tuesday. I should literally just read my list here of people that I've got. They'll be smarter. Nicky Henderson walking the track with his walking stick. Why not have a little look at that? Go back and watch the video. Be on YouTube. Thank you very much. Have a good week, all. Best of luck. Hope you win some money. And cheers, lads. Great chat. Thank you very much, Dallin.
Cheers, everyone. Good stuff.
Best of luck. Good luck at Cheltenham, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.